Well, here we are at Sydney Olympic Park Athletic Centre for the 2020 Sydney Track Classic, the first ever World Athletics Continental Tour bronze meet. My name's Matt Lynch, Ben Off Reigns, welcome.
Yeah, it's good to be here, and it is great to be at the first ever Continental Tour meet, which is that bronze level. And we are in store for some great action tonight in the field and also on the track. And you can see there the men's high jump just getting started, going through their warm-ups. Now, it's been a great day already. Now, we have the New South Wales Junior Athletics Championships currently underway, and the programs do sort of cross over a little bit, so the crowd gets to stay in for that and then watch, obviously, some of the nation's best athletes go at it. And also a lot of internationals out there tonight, because it is that bronze tour meet level that we do have a lot of good quality internationals here tonight.
Don't we what? We're going to start off. We've got a few athletes already doing their warm-ups. The women's jav at the northern end and the men's high jump down here at the southern end. You can see just going through their warm-ups. And a few of their, like you said, junior events still going through their finals. This is the 400 final here. But I think it's going to be an absolute cracking evening. It is a little bit chilly. You know, the wind has picked up as the clouds rolled over. No rain, though. So that's a blessing.
And that's all we've got to hope for, that the rain stays away, because in the end, the wind's actually not too bad. We can see the flags out in the back straight, and they're actually not doing too much. So I don't think it's going to disrupt things too much.
No.
I think the circular events will be fine.
Yeah.
On the straight track, we do have the ability to be able to reverse the event. So the straight track has been marked out for the reverse. So if there are headwinds, the officials will make the decision closer to the event, whether they reverse it or not, but it's all set and ready to go just in case that's needed. And as you saw there, that was the timetable for this evening and the events we've got on and all the wonderful things we've got to look forward to. But for the first hour of the program, we actually get to focus on the field that's underway. So it will be that javelin and also the men's high jump.
Yeah, that women's jav, probably about 2 minutes away. They're just getting ready for their last few throws. The men's high jump at 5:45. If you tuned into Canberra, you would have seen Starkey have his first comp of the year, Brandon Stark, 2:25. And then the women's long jump, 6 p.m. And that's when we head into our first track event at 6:50. Let's see our women javelin throwers making their way out. Tori Peters, the New Zealander, in ripping shape, setting a New Zealand record, getting very, very close to that 60-metre mark. Let's hope that herself and a few of these other athletes can get over that barrier and start getting close towards that Tokyo Olympic qualifier. So here's our start list. Position number 1, Isabel Hampton, an F13 athlete. And Tori Peters, the fresh off a record for New Zealand. Stephanie Rathel. And Mackenzie Little, the NCAA champion. Now back in Australia. She's finished her degree at Stanford. Canadian there, Ashley Pryke. So a very international field here. Katrina Blackett from New South Wales next up. We have Oria Ishiro from Japan and Jess Bell rounding out the field.
Next final on the track is the men's under 2400-metre final. In lane 2, representing Armidale, Lawson Miller. Lane 3, Laura Gustavs Johnson.
So a good international field here to mix in with our hometown athletes.
In lane 6, representing St George, Christian. Lane 7, representing
So
Queensland.
half this field being international.
In lane 8, New South Wales Athletics, Jack Lynch.
Obviously, all these athletes will be chasing that automatic nomination distance to try and see if they can lock their spot in on the Olympic team for Tokyo later this year. So first in the order will be Isabel Hampton. So she's an F13 athlete, which is vision impairment. So she'll be chasing, obviously, the A and B Paralympic qualifiers that have been set.
Yeah, the red line. We're going to look up that F13 Tokyo qualifiers and see if that lines up with the A and B. 64 metres for the women's jab Tokyo Olympic qualifier. So we've obviously only got Kelsey Lee Barber over that one so far, the reigning world champ. And Tori Peters, she'll be next to go as we see the under-20 men's 400 final just roll past while the athletes waiting. So Peters next up to go on the runway.
It's out there towards that 55-metre mark, but just got the nose of the javelin just up a little bit too much.
Yeah, the officials they weren't ready for that one.
They weren't.
They came a little bit too far in, I think. So Stephanie Rathel next to go. Plenty of height on that one. Again, just getting stuck up the wind. That should be just over that 50-metre mark. So in about 10, 15 minutes, the men's high jump will get underway. And we'll see basically all the stars that competed in Canberra. They'll be back out again, looking to improve on that season's best. And also get that OGQ. Bit of that OG action, 233. So Mackenzie Little up next, NCAA champ. Or just getting stuck up in the wind there. She didn't really like that one. Throws a little foul out, so not the start she was after. Seemed to really scoop that one up in the air. Ashley Pryke, Canadian. I've had a few Canadian throwers sort of make their way out. Obviously, you know, the Northern Hemisphere, they do get into their indoor stuff, but, you know, indoor jav, haven't heard of it. Seen indoor discus?
Yep.
And the hammer throwers have the weight throw.
Yep.
What do javs have? Nothing.
Not really. They can train indoors. Obviously, they have big nettings up, and they put a little round disc on the front of the jav.
Like
so
a
when
cork.
they throw it, it gets caught in the net, so it doesn't go through the net.
That's smart.
So then they can train indoors.
It's kind of like when you play with like a tennis ball and you have that disc and the furry like Velcro. Yeah, makes sense. And then they catch it and throw it back. Kinda.
Kinda, not really.
Yeah, it's almost exactly the same thing.
It's just a disc big enough so that it can't fit through the hole in the net.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You can see Mike Barber just on your left of the screen. Husband coach of our world champ. Blackett coming in off a short run up. Oh, that's just going to be below the 50-metre mark.
It's all good, I can do it, but if you're not busy here, then I should probably be with
So Ori Yoshiro from Japan. up next on the runway. What has the Japanese athlete got in her first attempt?
Oh, she let that one rip. Well, that could be just over that 55-metre mark. We'll see just how good our eyesight is so early in the competition.
So Yashiro, one of the form athletes coming into the competition with a season's best of 58.48. So she'll be hoping to get over that magic 60-metre mark in the women's javelin.
Nice.
As you see, Jess Bell,
former South Australian who's made the move to, you can almost say the ACT is now like the female javelin capital of Australia.
well, there's been a lot of athletes shift there. Obviously, that's been sparked by, you know, obviously Kelsey Lee Barber.
Yeah.
And obviously the good work she's been doing down there with her coach and husband, Mike Barber.
Mackenzie made the move back from Stanford straight to the ACT. And you'll find a few of these athletes. I think Jess Bell was based in South Australia before coming out and moving to the nation's capital. And hopefully, we did see at the Canberra Track Classic that Kelsey said she was going to open a season at Brisbane.
Ooh.
For the Queensland Track Classic. So
Looking forward to that one. As we see Hampton back out there for a second attempt. Probably a little flat on that attempt. But she'll still have another 4 more attempts in this competition. Plenty more throwing still to come for Hampton.
So Tori Peters next up. National record holder for New Zealand. 59.25. So we'll wait for Tori just to get her throw through. And then we might hear from our guest, special guest, weekly special guest on the ground. But Tori, not too far away once she lets this one rip. Oh, it's a much better throw. There we go.
That's out there.
That could be her first plus 60-metre throw here.
She looks happy. She's done the fist bump. That's close to the 65-metre mark. So I reckon we're looking around that 62, 63. We'll see. Yeah, she's happy. She's ecstatic.
My eyes are so bad I can't even see what the sign says.
She goes over to Mike Barber.
She's absolutely pumped. Can you read it? I can't.
62.04. There you go.
Unbelievable.
Brilliant throw.
.62.04. It's been confirmed. Obviously, Ben, you're on the digits out there now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we kept her waiting, but you know, we do have Tamsin down trackside. Tamsin, sorry to keep you waiting.
I'm just really excited that I'm a special guest, a weekly special guest. Thanks for that, Lynchy. How amazing was that? Tori Peters just threw another New Zealand record, and I think
well, good afternoon, good evening, everyone here at Sydney Olympic Park Athletics Centre. This is the Sydney Track Classic for 2020, the first bronze event on the World Athletics Continental Tour of 2020. We've seen the javelin get underway. We head down to the infield to introduce our men's high jump.
I'm going to throw back,
and in their jumping order, a silver medalist at the Youth Olympic Games of 2018 from Queensland, Austin.
What a way to start. That was unbelievable. So So the men's high jump, they're getting intro to the crowd as well. Just right in front of us. It's probably one of the best places to watch high jump in Australia.
Oh, it certainly is. You've got the grass banks there. They're stepped up by, obviously, the stone bricks. And it creates this amphitheatre type seating, and it's brilliant for watching the high jump. Obviously, up here in the grandstand, we have a great view of it too.
Do.
And I just got to put it out there, Matt. It's good to be back.
It is good to be back.
It's good to be back at the track. So, obviously, for the past meets, we've been in the studio, but we're back at the track, and we're feeling the vibe. It helps. We've got the women out there throwing the jab, as we just saw.
It was Pryke, the Canadian. Hopefully that throw from Tori can... Like, we knew she was in shape.
Yeah.
Now she's in even better shape. It just goes up a level every time. And she's got 4 more throws.
Yeah. The thing for me is that she's broken the barrier.
Yeah.
Now, there's a barrier in every event. And for women's javelin, it's 60 metres. I feel for men's high jump, it's 230.
Oh, that's a solid barrier.
It's a solid barrier, but I reckon that's the barrier. We're talking internationally,
yeah.
Men's high jump.
Oh, to
230.
To really put yourself in the big leagues, yeah.
Yeah, 230. I think with the women, high jump, 190. You jump in plus 190s, you're starting to get there. 2's probably a little too high to be that barrier.
Yeah, because you can still win medals at 90.
Yeah.
I reckon you might have stitched up the men just a little bit in the high jump. 230 sometimes is getting you like silvers.
I expect a lot from them.
You do. Nah, that's fair enough. You know what? Step up.
It's like in the men's 100, sub 10 is the barrier.
Yeah, and
men's 200, sub 20, men's 400, probably sub 44 now. It used to be sub 45. Yeah. Now it's sub 44.
Now you're going to do, people are doing 43s in heats.
Yeah.
So Oshiro gets it back out there. So the men's high jump down this end, 9 starters. They're probably actually, they're actually going off early. So this is the thing with athletics. It's so big and spread out. We literally have events at either end of the stadium.
And we'll try and bring you updates, results, anything we can throughout the whole evening to make sure we keep you well informed. And now that we can see scoreboards, we can help with that. As Ori went.
So Jess Bell, second attempt, just stalling a little bit in the air. We could have an Olympic qualifier in our first event. Wow, 62.04.
Yeah, it was a good throw. As soon as you saw it leave a hand.
Not just that, but a good throw. If you're not going to throw the qualifier, you want a good throw at a big point scoring event. And this is a bronze. So that's 60 points on a 62.04. That's special.
So 42.69 there for Jess Bell. As we see Hampton back on the runway for her third attempt. She's back out towards that 30-meter mark.
So here she is again, Tori Peters.
So Hampton went 26.67.
Yeah, she's looking for that B qualifier. 34.74, but here comes Peters.
She's She's got another one out there, not as far as her previous.
Our officials out there, they must forget who's throwing next. She literally let that one sail over her head. Did they not remember that she nearly threw 64 metres before? Probably a little bit too much height, I think, on that one.
I think so. It just sort of got caught up there.
Yeah.
So it looks like 59.06 there for Tori Peters.
I like that, you know, that's a disappointing throw.
Oh, it is now.
Yeah.
It wasn't before.
No, that would have been a PB before 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Now it's whatever.
Yeah. It's not 62.
No.
So it looks like we once again have our special guest, our weekly special guest. Tamsin down trackside. What do you got for us today?
You boys, honestly, yes. Well, to be honest, I was talking before about how this was the warm-up track for the Sydney Olympics where we saw so many great performances 20 years ago. I cannot believe that it's 20 years ago. But, of course, the main thing that our athletes are out here doing at the moment in this domestic season is chasing those Olympic qualifiers. It's a bit different this year. You guys have spoken about it quite a bit, the point system. So athletes need to be out competing regularly, trying to get on top of that point system so that they can hopefully qualify for an Olympic Games. But 20 years ago, we saw Cathy Freeman win her gold medal. We saw Jaya Taurima win that silver, and Tatiana Grigorieva get over in the pole vault for another silver medal for Australia. So who's going to be our medalist from the Australian team this year? I think we have quite talented athletes. Kelsey Lee Barber is being spoken about a lot because she is the defending champ in, not defending for Olympics, but she won the world title last year in Doha in the javelin. But there are other athletes that are really stepping their game up, and I think Tori Peters from New Zealand is showing that in an Olympic year you have to really step up your game, bring your A game, and hopefully we will see tonight some performances like Tori's started this program off with, and some PBs, and hopefully maybe some automatic Olympic standards being set.
Yeah. Now, Tamsin, don't go anywhere, because I want to know. I want you to pick one moment from the Sydney Olympics. Don't sit on the fence. Okay. Don't roll out 5, 6 different things. What was your number one?
Oh, that's the easiest question ever. Of course it was Cathy Freeman winning the 400 metres. It was the most amazing experience to be in that stadium when all that pressure was on her shoulders, and then her unveiling that suit that she ran in, and just the way she went about that race. I was fortunate enough to be sitting next to her coach, Peter Fortune, while the race unfolded, and it was nerve-wracking for everyone, but she delivered like she did so many times before, and that was just the most amazing, I think, sporting highlight that I've ever witnessed in my lifetime. She was just amazing, and the crowd just went absolutely berserk when she crossed that line in the first position.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree. That is a
really
clear
hard.
number one.
It's un-Australian to disagree.
Yeah, it is un-Australian to disagree whether that's number one. For me, now let's go number two. For me, is Jaya Taurima in that men's long jump with Ivan Pedroso.
Yeah.
That was a comp and a half.
Well, I hate agreeing with you, but that is exactly my second, because the night before I had dinner with Jai, and he did eat pizza that night in the Olympic Village. He's just a fantastic guy. You know, he was so laid back. He was always friendly to all the team members. What happened to him in 1996 where he had qualified and he was on that team and he got marched out because they put village entry standard on top of him, and then to come back 4 years later and win that medal, amazing. Absolutely amazing night of track and field.
It certainly was. To be honest, that Olympics was such a roller coaster ride. Yeah. Because the other thing, I'm not really an emotional guy, but I don't think I've ever been so upset for someone than I was in the women's walk.
Yeah.
Jane Saville coming down that ramp, and you see the judge walk out, give her the red, which was so close. She was there. She could see the track. And I think everyone's hearts in Australia broke at that moment.
Definitely. I think what happened to Jane in those Olympics is, you know, an athlete's journey is something that is, you know, deserving of a book. And hers was a journey of complete, utter devastation that you saw at the Olympic Stadium when she was disqualified, when she was about to have her moment. But then 4 years later, through hard work, she came back and she got her Olympic medal. So that's the story of athletes. There's always a story behind a medal. There's always a story behind the heartbreak. But athletes are pretty strong and resilient, and Jane Saville was the toughest of tough.
Yeah, she certainly was. And oh, I tell you what, it just gives me chills just thinking about the Sydney Olympics. And you know, growing up as a teenager, my mum was very, very kind. She let me stay home for 2 weeks from school just so I could sit and watch the Olympics. And I don't think I moved from the TV for 2 weeks straight.
We had school holidays in New South Wales. They just let us have it off.
Oh, there you go. We weren't that lucky in WA.
Well, you didn't have an Olympics, mate.
It's all right. My mum was kind.
She hooked you up.
She hooked me up.
Yeah.
She's like, Ben, don't worry about it. I got you.
I got you.
You stay home. Oh, tell you what, I miss that. Be nice to be able to go back in time. As we see, Nick Boychuk.
Yeah, 2:12. So we've already gone over 2:02, 2:07, 2:16 will be next. 9 starters in this event. Oscar Myers, Sean Jalek, Sang Hyok Woo from Korea, Brandon Stark, Hup Wee Lei of Malaysia, Nuraj Singh Rendwana, Malaysia, Hamish Kerr, New Zealand, Joel Baden, and Nick Boych.
And we spoke about these last week. Charlik.
What did I say?
Zalek.
I'm pretty sure I gave it it was real soft though. It was Charlik. It was like, Charlik.
As we see Charlik, unfortunately failing at 2:12. We've been commended by a couple of Polish people throughout the week with our pronunciations of his last name.
Was it Sebastian? Was it Seb that mentioned it?
No.
You know more Polish people?
Yeah.
Oh.
Look, we had inside knowledge.
It does help. That helps. Basically, anything we say is inside knowledge. We're not coming up with it ourselves. So here's Malaysian Hup Wei Lee. Big clearance there, 2:12. It always gets me nervous when they come out under the bar.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Don't knock it.
No, imagine winning it and then just headbutting it off.
Getting so excited that you just lose yourself.
Like you'd throw your arms up, bang.
Yeah.
There's your start lists. It's always good to figure out what each state's flag looks like.
Yeah.
Much better attempt there from Charlik. So it'll go up to 2:16 next. The only athlete with a world under-20 qualifier is Oscar Myers, and he's already got one. So he'll be looking for a new PB. Actually, the state record, under-20 state record in Queensland's 2:24.
Oh.
So that's what he'll be after. Kane Brigg did that.
Kane Brigg. Now that guy was a talent and a character.
A character. Yes. Yes, he was. Ended up tripling. 1697 triple jump.
It's huge. So we just got, looks like Katrina Morrow.
Oh, hang on.
Commonwealth Games gold medalist.
Yeah.
Just helping out our volunteer down there on the high jump scoreboard. Had a bit of trouble with that.
To be honest, sometimes when you get to those things and they're like, all right, quick, do a 6, and you're like, how do 6s work? It's like a draw a 6. So last week at the Canberra Track Classic, we only just caught Oscar jumping, and he hit the upright, and we'd only just come back onto it, and he rushed back. He was holding the back of his head. And I find out that with some outside events around him, his run-up got moved.
Oh.
And he was struggling to work out where it was. He'd actually put it back too far to the side. When he jumped, he was so out of whack, he came down with his head on the upright.
Oh.
5 centimetres split in the back of his head. He just got the stitches out the other night. So when he ran back over to the coaches, he pulled his hand off and his hand was full of blood. That was end of competition. He had to go to the blood bin.
Oh. You got to be careful.
So I actually asked him if he was going to wear a helmet tonight. You do see some pole vaulters pole vaulting in helmets, so I thought, why not, start something?
Why not?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he doesn't have any interruptions this evening. with
No,
his
well,
run
it's
up.
actually, we're still like an hour away from any track event, so he's all right.
He should be fine. And we have moved the high jump mats throughout the week
Yes.
to the best spot on the D in terms of a takeoff area, all of that. We've allowed it so the ones who jump coming in from the right side can utilise the rest of the jab run up.
Yeah.
Because obviously Brandon Stark, if finding his full run up,
He literally
starts
goes
on the
back
grass.
as far as he can.
So we've shifted it over
Yeah.
to help him out. I got him to mark out his run up just so he knew exactly where it was. As we see Jess Bell launch another one out there.
Yeah, I think that last jump from Oscar just coming in with a lot of speed. He just sort of seemed to drag his legs a little bit. I'm wondering when we'll see Stark come in for his first attempt.
Well, he came in early in Canberra.
He did.
We were a little surprised
It was
at
his
how
first
early
comp,
he came
though.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was early.
So here's saying Hyok Woo, South Korean.
Easy
He's
clearance.
just,
Huge over 216.
he loved it. It was a little bit of a lizard.
Yeah.
Here's a 2.30 jumper. Woo.
Well, it seems like he could pack up shop and come back in the 220s.
Yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. So Stark is next to jump. Coming in at 216. Beautiful.
Oh, easy. Easy. And that's how you do it when
I've
you're a
been
Diamond League
champion.
final winner, champion.
Steph Rathel. I was trying to get some dirt on him off his wife. Oh, plenty of height there from Lee.
Now you'll notice Starkey's out there in 2 different coloured shoes.
Yes.
So I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but the bright orange one is the ASICS Tokyo colourway.
Oh.
That's coming up. So he's out there obviously trying them. They've changed the design of the shoe and the material that's used. At the moment, it's not comfortable on him. So he's using his jumping foot as part of his old shoe, which is the black one. He jumps off that foot, and then he's got the new one on the right foot.
Good clearance there from Singh Randwana. But yeah, when I was trying to get the dirt on Stark, apparently he's too clean.
It's boring.
So I eventually got out that if it wasn't for him meeting her, he'd be a professional COD player on PlayStation. That's about it.
I think there's many athletes worldwide who could probably say
and
the
he's
same.
really into country and western music.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I tried to put a request in for some Chris Stapleton earlier.
He should come into the Athletics New South Wales office more often. We seem to have country music in there all the
Baden.
time.
Good clearance there. I actually asked, I was like, well, I spent New Year's in Nashville once, so I know one country and western singer. And I was like, oh, what about Chris Stapleton? And they were like, our wedding dance was Tennessee Whiskey.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. As we see, Ori Yashuru gets one out there towards that 55-metre mark. So probably say around that 53, 54 range.
That'll be Ashley Pryke next. And there we go. Clearance from Oscar. That's another World Under-20 qualifier. He might need a little bit of work on that run-up. He's getting the height, just not at the right time.
As we see, Pryke from Canada. Out towards the 50. So we see Charlotte back in.
Oh, I didn't like that one.
Unfortunately, Just not getting it right on that attempt. He'll have one more at 2:16.
Oh, much better clearance there from Lee. So Jess Bell on deck. Voyage now, 2:16.
Oh,
just
close
flips it with the legs underneath.
He had the height. He knows it too. It's good to see him back competing again.
He's made the move down south.
He has.
To here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we see a throw from Jess Bell. And just in the background, just missed it, but Charlick goes clear at 2:16. So he'll be there when it goes up to 2:20. As we see Blackett with the Sydney University strip on. She has thrown 50 plus. And what has she got here in this 5th round? It's getting out there.
It's getting better.
Probably just shy of that 50 mark that she came in with. And unfortunately, I also just missed Boyzik. Failing on his 3rd and final attempt at 2:16, so his first comp back in a while. He had it there. It was an attempt where he had the height, just couldn't quite get the legs over.
Oh, I'm glad you finished that, because it was an attempt. I was hoping you kept going with it.
Just pausing for dramatic effect.
Yeah, no, I was ready. I was like, well, what kind of attempt? Was it? Is that what it was?
As we saw this throw from Rathall. So we're jumping back and forth between the women's javelin throw and also the men's high jump.
Bar shooting up to 2:20. Mackenzie Little on the runway down at the javelin end. Shiro next up. Charlick looking for the crowd support. 2:20, his first attempt. No, just didn't get the arc in the right spot there. Bit of a bust up. So Sang Hyuk Woo. Hamish Kerr looking pretty chilled behind him as he waits for his attempt. Oh. A lot of speed.
Yeah, a lot of speed, a lot of height. Just couldn't quite get the legs over in the end. But it's there. It's definitely there. It's now back to our Diamond League champion, our very own Brandon Stark, on his first attempt at 2.20 meters. Oh, easy.
Beautiful.
No trouble at all. And the crowd around the high jump is building, and that is why, to see that man just shows you how close they get to the bar and the body work they need to do to get over it at such speed too. As Lee fails on his first attempt at 2.20 meters. As we see Naraja Singh Ranhawa at his first attempt at 2.20 meters. He's jumped big before this season. He's jumped 2.21. So this is just shy of that. What has he got on his first attempt? And he goes clear. Oh. Goes clear at 2.20, and he's happy about that.
Oh, he's celebrating. Get him rolling back over to the boys.
See that, boys?
Yeah.
Check it.
Hey, one attempt.
Boo. I'll see you guys at 2.24. As we watch the replay, he actually had good body height over it. The legs came close.
Oh, that was he's done himself a mischief on that one.
So looks like we've got Tamsin down trackside. Tamsin, how is it down there? Give us some thoughts.
Guys, but the thing that amazes me the most is you can see over my right shoulder just how high that bar is. I mean, Brandon Stark just made that clearance look so easy, but 2.20 meters is really starting to get up there to the heights that we know that he can clear easily, but we're starting to see a few of the guys fail at this attempt. But I have so much respect for them when you stand so close, just how high it is. I challenge anyone to get a tape measure out and put it against the wall and actually see where 2.20 is. Not only that, go to 2.30, which is the height that Brandon cleared in the World Championship final last year in Doha to finish 6th, and then go to 2.37, which is what Barshim did to win the World Championships. But Brandon's a quality athlete, you know, 2.30 is just super high, but he's looking pretty relaxed down here. He's talking to his coach after each one of his jumps, and he's got his wife up there, Laura, watching on. His dog, Tony, unfortunately is not there, which always makes me laugh that he's called his dog Tony Stark. But Matty Denny's up there as well, watching before he competes later in the evening. So the high jump competition is starting to heat up, but still in awe at how high these guys can jump.
It is impressive. I would have to say it's probably one of the most impressive events to watch at the field site.
Yeah.
When you're down there watching it, it is incredible. That and men's shot put. When they're throwing, you know, a weight, when you pick it up and you feel the 7.26 kilos.
That's ridiculous.
And then you see how far they throw it. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And the best one to watch from the stands is javelin.
Oh, well, you kind of have to.
Men's and women's javelin is just so great to watch.
Just, it can actually, from where we are at the top and the back of the stand, it can actually disappear out of view. Seeing it in a big stadium is something unbelievable. Second attempt for Charlek. No, it just doesn't seem to have that pop that he had earlier.
Starting to get towards...
Yeah, this 220 is really sorting them out.
Those heights that he's been jumping so far this season. As we see Mackenzie Little launch one out in her 6th and final round, and it's out towards that same sort of mark again, just shy of the 55 metres.
Oh, that leg flick is unbelievable.
So, what Matt was talking about just off camera, we did see Hup Wei Lee, no, sorry, it was Wu, go clear at 2 metres 20, and he's happy about it.
Boys are getting amongst it tonight. Shiro next to go as Lee just failing there at 220 on his second attempt. Shiro probably just under that 55 metre mark for her last, so it'll finish with Tori Peters. She's improved almost 3 metres on the national record just from last week. No, not good for Kurt there. So here's Pryke. She won't be happy with that one to finish off. Joel Baden, current reigning national champ. Oh, I didn't even see how he hit that.
It looked like it may have been his arm on the way up almost, because it looked like he had plenty of height.
Yeah, don't know how that happened. There must be a psychic, a telepathic person around here just knocked it off with their mind. So Oscar Myers will lead off the last rounds. Last attempts at 2 metres 20. Ah, just could not get it right. So Myers will finish with another under 20 qualifier. Charlotte for his last attempt. Crowd support.
Oh, so close. It was a good competition by Charlotte. Just couldn't get over that 220. Had good height on that last attempt, just as the legs were coming over. Couldn't quite negotiate the bar, trying to keep it on the uprights.
That's the aim of the game.
It is. And today,
you can't go under it, though.
He wasn't successful, as we see Lee. Hup Wei Lee for his third and final attempt at 220. And balks out of that one. So unfortunately, not tonight.
You did say the aim of the game was to leave the bar up there.
Yeah.
He mustn't have heard my bit where I said you can't go under it. I don't know what happened there.
Should have told him a little sooner.
I know. Sorry. Oh, look at that. I love this. Get the team together. That's obviously going to be straight on Insta, as you should. I'm ready to like it now. Oh, much better attempt from Hamish Kerr, the Oceania area champion for 2019. We know he can get over 2.30 meters. Took him a few extra jumps he probably didn't want to at 2:20. So Baden, his final attempt. Not today for Baden. So Bart to 2:24, getting close. Now, you wouldn't see this on camera, but this is the tech crew working really hard to completely redo the sectors out here. This is the stuff you don't see. It's like a stage change on a play or something. So the javelin was at the northern end. The next up, the hammer, it's in about 35 minutes. They've got to completely redo the sectors, put new markers out, and then put new qualifying markers out as well before the athletes even come out for their warm-ups. Obviously, you're not going to be out there when the hammers are raining down. But on stream, you wouldn't even know that happened.
Nope.
So Sang Hyok Woo. Massive clearance from Wu. I think he let out a little bit of a woo when he got out there too. He's fired up.
He is. The speed that he has on the runway is incredible. He just takes off. Look at that.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
Great footage there from our camera crew. As we see Brandon Stark for his first attempt at 2:24. Oh, straight over.
Return serve.
I love how he gets over quite easy. He's like, no.
Relax, guys.
There's a couple of things. Sorry, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. As we see Singh Ranhawa he wants to clap, he wants the crowd support. He's got a crowd behind him, clapping, getting into it. Can he go clear?
Well, now when I clap, it's not going through the airwaves.
It's not. For his first attempt at 2:24. Oh. Not to be on his first attempt.
So Kerr next up. 4 athletes left. So no good there for Kerr.
So Ranawa back out there for another attempt.
So second attempt for Singh Rendwana. Oh, that was a better one.
Much better. He had the height on that.
He's really throwing a lot at it.
I think he knows.
A bit of attitude as well.
Just calm it down.
Just relax.
Don't worry about it. I got this. I got this.
So third round jump for Brooke Stratton. 6:31 in the first, 6:44 in the second. So she's building. Leads the next best by about 30 centimetres out there at the moment. Jesse Harper, second in the competition at the moment. As you see, Kerr, he's missed his second attempt. 6:14 for Harper. Andrew Thompson, 6:04. And Annie Maguire, 6:02. Looks like 6:37 that was for Stratton. Tamisha Clark up next. On 591, she's under 18 Oceania champ. She's got plenty of World Under 20 qualifying marks. She didn't like that one though.
So just talking to a coach there, who's a mum.
Yeah, that's the end of the third round for them. We just missed Raj Singh Rendwana, so he bows out at 2:24. He'll have a best of 2:20.
So our special guest, and it's not Tamsin this time, but Tamsin does have a special guest for us down there, and she is the winner of the women's javelin throw.
I certainly do. I have a very special guest and a very happy young lady. Tori Peters, you are going from strength to strength, another national record. Well done, 62.04. Got to be absolutely pumped with that.
Yeah, I'm pretty wrapped. Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect today, but my goal this year was to just have fun, and I'm having a lot of fun, and throwing really well, so I'm really happy with how things are going.
But I mean, you're not only just throwing really well, you keep coming out and shocking everyone and doing PBs. Like, I mean, to do a personal best, sometimes it can be quite difficult, but every time, it seems like every time you're getting out there on the runway, you're doing a personal best, but today's was a pretty significant one.
Yeah, a lot further than I guess I just have been anticipating, and yeah, like I said, I just want to have fun, and I think that helps relax me quite a bit, and, I just think about my processes and, yeah, put it out there.
It's one of those things as an athlete, you work really hard, and the seasons where no one's noticing you are really tough. Like, you've had your tough seasons, and this is the one where you get to enjoy it, but you have put the hard yards in.
Yeah, definitely. I've had a few little niggly injuries over the past probably 6 to 8 months, and, as much as it's really frustrating, I think it just makes you a bit more resilient, and, definitely makes you more hungry and motivated. And I think it's really taught me to appreciate when you are fit and healthy to really enjoy those training sessions, because there were so many sessions where, you know, you can't train to full capacity and it's just really frustrating. But yeah, I'm really happy with where I'm at the moment, and yeah, we'll see what the rest of the year holds. So yeah.
Well, as someone who's watched from afar for a long time, you're such a positive character. So even when things aren't going well, people want to be around you because you still find a positive out of that. And do you think that's what's probably helped you this season, coming through some of the downtimes?
Yeah, definitely. And I think as well, I've had a really good support team back home, and you know, each of my providers, you know, they just encourage me, and you know, when times are tough, they sort of remind me of my why and remind me just to go out there and have fun, like I said. So yeah, it's been crucial having that awesome support network back home, and even having my pals over here, the Aussies. So I've been based with Kelsey and Mike for the past couple of weeks just while I've been training and competing. So that's been awesome as well. So just to have those people around is pretty awesome.
Yep. And last question, who's your first call to after you do a national record?
There's so many people, but my parents actually surprised me today, and they were standing here watching and I had no idea, so I don't need to call them. So I'll probably call my coach and then my partner, because it's actually his birthday today. So yeah, rap that I could get that throw out there for him. So happy birthday, Cam. And yeah.
Brilliant. Well done, Tori. Another national record. Can't wait to see what you do in the lead up to the Olympics.
Cool. Thank you very much. Cool.
Now, we saw it, obviously the interview was going on, but Matt and I were jumping up and down in the background where Stark went clear to 27.
It was definitely his first attempt, right? We didn't see Sang Kyok Woo at all. And then Hamish Kerr just had one attempt at 27.
Passed at 224, went to 227.
Oh, okay. That's why he clapped out.
Yeah.
I thought he got 224.
No.
But where's Woo?
He's still out
he's
there.
Past to 30, maybe. That's
like
my
he has
thinking,
passed the
because
30.
obviously 33 is the Tokyo qualifier. Maybe he's like, you know what, I'm not messing around with these guys. I'm feeling good. We know he's fired up. We've seen him.
Why take the extra jump at 27, which isn't going to do too much? If you go out there, make the 30, that's a good jump at this C-level meet. Get some nice points, whatever, then have your crack at 33.
Yeah.
I like when athletes are thinking like this. They don't just go through the motions, just do what they have to do. As we see, Liz Heading.
Yeah, she's gone 5.66 and 5.93.
She has jumped well over the 6 before, so what has she got here on this attempt?
No, she won't like that at all. Just didn't look like there was any like extension off the board. Next in that order will be Sam Dale, who was jumping last night. Almost at, what time did you schedule her long jump last night?
It was late.
It was quite late. It was around 10 o'clock. She won that. So, Sang Kyok Woo, South Korean.
So Woo wants the crowd. He wants them to get behind him because he's on his first attempt at 2 meters 30. What has the Korean got? Oh, he's got good height. Great height. So
it's just
I reckon it's there for him.
It's just good to watch.
It's great as we see Sam Dale now on the runway.
Oh, that's a better jump. Looks like she just stomped the landing a little bit. She probably didn't get much sleep last night. Late event. I don't.
Well, we had record numbers at the New South Wales Junior Champs.
I'm not surprised.
And it was a late night. We were out here till 10:30.
Yes, we were. We
had an extra 400 additional event entries this weekend, over last weekend, which is great. It's good to see that athletics is alive and well in Australia. As we see Brandon Stark for his first attempt at 2 meters 30.
Oh, it's a good look. That's his first look at 2:30 in 2020.
It is. He hasn't been there in a while. So it's impressive to see him back
Andrew
out there with
Thompson.
such a good attempt.
Fresh off the Australian Combined Events champs last weekend. Well, it's getting close to the 6 metre mark. So Wu again asking for the crowd support. He's got a big fan group just on his left-hand side there. On his right side, they are up close and personal. He is thriving under this support. Let's have the big Wu.
Tell you what, we're feeding off him. What has Wu got here? Oh!
He knows it. He's like,
so close.
I'm feeding off his energy.
Oh, it's good.
I'm also eating some carrot cake, but it's kind of like the same
That's
thing.
all right.
A
That's
little bit
all
of
right.
both.
But what I'm just great. It's just great to be back at the track.
It is.
We get to feel the vibes. We get to hear the claps. We get to be amongst it. So that was Minamura from Japan. Another athlete that's jumped over that 6 metre mark. Now, all eyes back on Brandon Stark for his attempt at 2 metres 30.
See, I
He's
think
going
these
for the
kids,
clap now.
the kids just know where to get on. So this is also, the live stream is going on the big screen here. So that's where that's what they're after. They know where to stand. Good to see Wu giving it claps support to Stark.
Oh! So close. He had real good height. Just clipping it with the feet. There's still one more there. But so close. Wow. Like,
Mate, I'm ready.
the height looked good.
I'm ready.
You could see clear air between his body and the bar. Now it's back to Wu.
Back to Wu.
Back to Wu for his third and final
If he
attempt.
can get this over, that's a lot of pressure on... Actually, he needs this for the win. Because he skipped 27.
Yep.
His best is only 24. So if they both bail out on this, Stark will take the win. Nothing else on the track at the moment. It's just Wu and the bar.
Oh. Another brilliant attempt there from Wu. But hasn't he brought the excitement here to the track? He's lifted the crowd. He's got people up and going. And again, he had such a good look at it too.
He's just coming in so quick. Now Stark.
So Wu back to the coach just to have a bit of a look at the attempt. That's the thing with these athletes, always constantly reviewing, constantly going over it. He doesn't just bow out, go, put his tracksuit suit on and go back to the hotel. He goes through it with his coach. Now, can Brandon Stark go clear on his third attempt at 2 metres 30? Once again, he asked for the crowd respond. The kids in the background are getting into it. What has he got? He's clear!
Oh,
He's done
yes.
it! He's done it! He goes clear, 2 meters 30 on his third and final attempt. And you know what that means?
OG.
Next attempt, Olympic Games qualifying mark of 2:33.
We go to the OG height. He's still not happy with it. It's like, nah, I should have just been doing this. What was I doing? I wasn't doing that.
Just doing some dance moves on his way back to the coach.
Just hot stepping his way back to Alex Stewart. I don't know if you've ever seen Alex Stewart out of a tracksuit that's looking fresh like that either.
I don't think so. He's always looking fresh to death. Tell you what, the Fresh Prince. Tell you what, this high jump competition has had some. It really has. And the officials will now adjust that bar up to 2 meters 33. As we see Hiraka from Japan. Watch one out there. That's probably around that 5 meters 80. Maybe just a bit short on that.
So, for those just catching up, final attempt clearance at 2:30 for Stark. Puts the bar up to 2:33 next. And it also just gives us a little bit of a pump up that it's good jumping conditions out there because the girls are up next. If we saw Eleanor Patterson and Nicola McDermott, but here he goes, Stark, first attempt, 2:33. Oh, that was it.
That wasn't too bad.
That was a very good look. So even with a 2:30 here with 60 bonus points, the thing is, Stark doesn't need the bonus points. He had such a good season last year, 6th at the World Champs, 2nd at the Diamond League, 2nd at the Oceania Champs.
Points.
He's got points. Yeah. And that's the funny thing with the system, like 2:33, you know you're there, but he is ranked so much higher because of his consistency. You could jump 2:32 every comp and not have the qualifier, but be so far up those rankings. So Tamisha Clark, her 4th round attempt. That's a big one over 6.
Unfortunately, the red flag. But it was a better attempt.
Much better. Here we go, Stark. 2nd attempt. 2:33, the Olympic Games qualifying height. His 2nd highest jump of all time. We'll equal it, if he can get over this. There he goes. Crowd support. Kids are on the fence. He knows.
And the whole stadium here know it too. He knows it. He's getting the height. As we watch the replay, just...
I don't even... What is he hitting you with?
It looks like he's nipping it with his heels or his calves as he's coming over, just not getting the legs around it quite fast enough with the speed that he's obviously jumping with.
God, if that's not fast enough. Whew. Annie Maguire. She's got a 6 metre jump out there. Also junior age, but it's pretty tight. You have to go over 2:30 at least. Oh, sorry, 6:30 in the women's long to probably get yourself on that World Under-20 Champs team.
So watch the replay here. Stark's attempt, his second attempt at 2:33. Oh.
Maybe like one of the back of your knee hairs.
Oh,
I don't know. He knows. Oh, should have done that. Whatever that was, I feel like he should have done it.
Like shoot through, he's doing something, just extend, I don't know.
Let's hope he's doing it now.
We'll have to ask him after.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
As we see Andrea Thompson from the ACT on the long jump runway. That's getting out towards the 6 again. But another one of those jumpers that's jumped well over the 6, just can't quite get there this evening.
Here he goes, top of the runway. Yep.
His third and final attempt at 2.33 meters.
Ah, not tonight. He tried to sneak that one up on us.
He did. He did.
He's like, you know what, I'll try something different.
So that's a good start for Brandon Stark. His first comp was in Canberra. He's only back out here for his second. So it's just the start of what'll be a fairly long season for him.
If he continues that progression of 2:25, 2:30, next comp 2:35, bang. Queensland Track Classic.
Yeah, 2:35.
Yeah, well,
why not?
Why not? Oh, that's a good jump from Harper,
Good.
but no.
Ah, the red flag goes up.
So next on the runway will be Brooke Stratton, the national record holder. Wind very, very still in the stadium. There's actually some blue skies.
Yeah.
I don't know what is going on.
There was threat of storms and rain, but it's held off for the moment. And yeah, conditions actually aren't too bad.
Here comes Stratton. Looked like she was a fair way behind the board.
Yeah, gets the white flag. So it will be their attempt.
Araka, no, she won't be happy with that. Audrey Kiriakou next up on the runway. Well, they finished the timing tonight has been pretty good because all the men's high jumpers were using the women's hammer throw tent. And now they're done. And the women's hammer throw is about to get underway. Let's go through that start list for that women's high jump. Nicole Bradley from New Zealand. Akane Watanabe from Japan. Alexandra Hulley. Tamami Saeki. Lauren Bruce. And we're very, to be honest, this is a coup that this level of athlete is here. Gwen Berry from the United States. Do we even know how it came to be that she decided to come out here?
No, I'm not sure. I have a feeling, so her coach is actually an Australian. He's now coaching in the US, but he is a former athlete from out here. And he used to train, in the Olympic Park area. He used to train at the old gym, which is not far from this, where we are now. So that's probably sparked a little bit of it. And I think it's one of those things where World Indoors wasn't on or anything like that. So it was a chance to come out here and get some outdoor comps in.
Well, like we were saying about no indoor jav, there is a weight throw, but it's not the same as hammer.
Not the same, no.
Get a bit of sun, see the sights. And it's been good for Oceania hammer throw these last few weeks. Last week at the Porritt Classic, Julia Ratcliffe set a Oceania area record in the hammer throw.
So Andrea Thompson on the runway. Now, as we see, Andrea Thompson have her 5th attempt. We go down to Tamsin with the winner of the high jump, Brandon Stark.
Yes, I'm the lucky lady down here with the winner of the high jump. What a great attempt. It was a great competition. You left us hanging there for that win, but 2:30s are pretty good, start to the season. You obviously competed in Canberra, but 2:30s pretty good.
Yeah, 2:30s, pretty good. I haven't competed here in around 2 years or so it's nice to be back here in Sydney. 25 last week in Canberra wasn't too bad. Had a bit of a calf cramp, but it was all good today. Had a decent attempt at 33, but I think, still early in the season. I think we've still got a lot to give.
No, interestingly, Matty Denny was up there watching your good mate, the discus thrower, Matty Denny, and he was telling me all about your comp last week, telling me that you cramped in the calf and that you probably jumped too many attempts. He's an expert on high jump now, apparently. But, no, I mean, you obviously are trying to get that Olympic qualifier, because even in Canberra, when you clear the 225, you put it up to 233. Again tonight, that second attempt was pretty darn close.
Yeah, you know, 233 is the qualifying mark. It'd be nice to tick it off, but currently I think I'm ranked 3rd in the world with my points, and my points will go to the end of the qualifying period. So I'm pretty safe, but you know, I do just want to jump high, really. That's the way the progression went. If we were going to go higher, then we'd go higher, but you know, it's only second comp of the season, so we've still got plenty of time to go till Tokyo.
Well, I think you're going to be fine. You were 6th at the World Champs last year. That competition, just tell me quickly, that was an amazing competition to be part of. It was probably the event of the championships at the Worlds. Yeah,
Barsham really turned up. I competed against him a couple of weeks before in Zurich, and he jumped 220, and he turns up and jumped 237. So he's truly world class, one of the best. It was pretty good to compete against him, but hopefully I can kind of compete against him pretty closely in Tokyo and maybe, you know, knock him off for the gold.
Well, we reckon you can. Well done, Brandon, on the win tonight.
Thank you, Tamsin. Thanks, guys.
So Stratton on the runway. On the track, it is the B race for the 400 metres, sorry.
So we're underway, and from the inside it is Montana Monk into Kendra Hubbard 3, Grace Goldsworthy 4, Alicia Keir 5, and Lily Bays out there in lane 7. And so down the back straight is Kendra Hubbard, who's had a blinding first 150, and she's gone past the stagger of Goldsworthy, and she's moving up to Kerr. As they come up to the 200-metre mark, she's trying to chase down Bays, and if you base that off the stagger, she's definitely in the lead. As Kendra Hubbard comes around, she'll lead them through the first 250 metres. Goldsworthy's trying to fight back now, and Bays on the outside, but Hubbard's going to lead him into the straight. She's got a good little lead here over the rest of the field. Goldsworthy's trying to chase her down. Here comes Bays on the outside, but Hubbard's still holding. Goldsworthy, she's fighting back now. Hubbard's still got it, and looks like the lead's going to be too much in the end. Hubbard will take the win. Goldsworthy 2nd, Bays 3rd, and 55.39 unofficially on the clock for Kendra Hubbard in the women's B 400. She took it out hard. She set up the race early, and she's been rewarded with a win.
Yeah, made them do all the work, chase her down, and just did enough at the start to hold on to it at the end. So Stratton, her 5th round attempt. It looks to be one of her best. It was 6:51, so her best of the competition. And we'll see what she can produce on her final jump. Tamisha Clark next up, final round. Squenberry gets into the circle, her first attempt. The big mark, 71.71, is the furthest hammer throw we've had in Australia from 2001. Kamila Skolomovska, the Goodwill Games in 2001.
Jeez, it's big.
And, oh, I reckon it's gone more.
That's 67, 68 sort of range.
Oh, I reckon that's 69-ish.
So she just couldn't quite hold it together in the circle. You see her sort of fall forward.
I reckon it looked like an easy, good first attempt.
But just to give some context on the quality of athlete we're talking about 5th all-time in the world.
Yeah. Oh,
with a throw of 77-78.
It's ridiculous.
Which is huge.
So 67-30 it was for Berry. Yeah, I was way off. I think Hope was making the decision for me. Is he heading, looking for your crowd support? Her final attempt. She won't be happy. Not much out of the run-up today. It's not giving much to the athletes. Next up, Annie Maguire. She'll be wanting to get that World Under-20 qualifying distance. 6:15. She has a PB further than that, but just hasn't got it this year in the period. And they're all looking for a bit of support in this last round. Well, it's a better one. So on the track now, it is the men's 800B race from the inside. Hip number 1, Ollie Raymond. Hip number 2, Casey Buchanan. In 3, Lachlan Raper. 4, Jared McAuliffe. 5, Taylor John. 6, Luke Shaw. 7, Benjamin Quinn. 8, Sam Russell. 9, James Bottrell. And the pace will be provided by Nick Woolley. 3 athletes are under 20 potential. Ollie Raymond, Casey Buchanan and Luke Shaw, the under-20 qualifier, 149.20. Luke Shaw has the 1500 qualifier already. Ollie Raymond has the 15 and the 3K. So he's in a bit of shape. Coached by Paul Laurenday, who coached Clinton Hill. And he's spreading himself out here. He's got a 15 qualifier, a 3K qualifier. We'll see what he can do over the 8. Seems when the sun comes out, feels a little bit swirly. A little bit of a willy-willy came into our desk, it seemed, and just knocked our paper around. So again, the inside, it's Raymond, Buchanan, Raper, McAuliffe, John, Shaw, Quinn, Russell and Bottrell. And the pace out there will be Nick Woolley. Looks like Casey Buchanan, the South Australian. He's almost in front of the pacemaker at the moment as Woolley comes across, settles out the front. Sam Russell, South Australian. So it's two South Australians right out in front. Luke Shaw, the Western Australian, though, just cutting in. Shaw's got himself a 15 qualifier. And they're spread out, so the pace is on. We'll see what they go through this first lap. They need to close that gap, though, if they really want to utilise the pacemaker, Woolley. We'll see how far around he can take them. So inside, Sam Russell, Luke Shaw, Casey Buchanan, and then back to Lachlan Raper. And it's a pretty tidy pace, 53.03. And he's taking him through, I'm not sure how far he's going around as he steps off right on the Corflute. So it's Russell out in front, 300 metres to go. That's can they hold on from here? Big move on the outside from Raper, but Luke Shaw, he's made a kick with 250 metres to go. The Western Australian, the 19-year-old, he's up, past and into the front. Buchanan's making a move. Taylor John, we saw him finish hard at the Melbourne Track Classic. So Luke Shaw, the Western Australian, is going to lead this field into the home straight. Sam Russell's there as well. Russell's made another move around the outside. McAuliffe making a big move, draped in purple down the outside. He's flashing home the outside. Jared McAuliffe, can he make the move right to the end? It's going to be taken out by Russell, 150 dead. Thought there was a little bit of purple rain down their home straight.
Tell you what an exciting finish there in this men's B race for the 800. Tell you what, McAuliffe down the outside, you're willing him, you wanted him to get there in the all-purple outfit, but Sam Russell just holding on, and he's gone sub. He's gone 149.98.
I love it. So, then 150.05 for McAuliffe. There it is. Benjamin Quinn, 150.30. Lachlan Raper, 150.40. Luke Shaw, 150.48. Look at that finish. Oh, so close.
And while that race was going on, Gwen Berry did throw 69.33. So she's getting out there. I have a feeling we're going to see a 70-metre throw tonight.
I want to see a 71.72.
Oh.
The furthest throw ever thrown in Australia. And we've had an Olympics.
Yeah.
And multiple Com Games. A World Cup.
Yep.
A World Cup in the 80s, even. So just before that, 800 metres, Brooke Stratton's last attempt. She'll finish with that best of 6:51 for the competition.
It's now time for Alex Hulley.
Coming off the back of a win at Melbourne Track Classic. Oh, not bad attempt. Ooh.
Oh, it's big.
Oh.
It's big. So that's out there. I'm going around 66.
So just short of her season's best through 67.15 at the Porritt Classic last week, as you see Tamami Saeki. Oh, just short of the 60-metre mark.
So apparently the force in the handle when you're throwing 70 metres for these women is the equivalent of 150 kilos of force going through it.
She's just, that's unbelievable.
It certainly is.
I hope you've got more hammer facts.
I've got a few.
Excellent.
I've got a few.
Well, we'll quickly go to a short break and we'll come back with plenty. You get your hammer facts in order while we're off. So get $15 off and free delivery.
Free delivery with what, Lynchy?
It's a cliffhanger.
It's...
Wouldn't you like to know?
I read it fast. It's $15 off on your first Coles online purchase order. Online shop. So you shop online, you get $15 off.
And free delivery.
Yep. 15 off, free delivery, first order, online.
And I know they use Brandon Stark there, but he actually works at Coles. He has a job at Coles. Probably doesn't need it, but he does it.
He does it anyway.
He's a man of the people.
As we see, it's time for Gwen Berry.
A 68.14 too from Lauren Bruce. So that's it's at least the season's best. So Berry, she's gone 2 metres better each time. 71.71. Kamila Skolomovska from the Goodwill Games back in 9th of September 2001. Oh, that's good.
It's out there.
It's getting close.
It's not as big as her last throw.
Oh, she wasn't sure if she liked that one. She's like, you know what? Yep. No, I'm fouling that. Take it off.
Now, for any of those who follow track and field first, Gwen Berry was an athlete. She competed at the Pan Am Games, won the hammer throw there, and I guess did her form of protest at the Pan Am Games. She's a really strong advocate for civil rights for black people within America, the communities there, and she did what she believed is right, trying to make a stand and voice her concerns and opinions on it all. And obviously it made a lot of waves within the US about it. You know, the Olympic Committee got involved and all that sort of stuff, but there was also a lot of support around her. And I think anytime an athlete goes out there and makes a stand for what they believe is right and, you know, fair and equal opportunity for everyone, I think it's a positive thing moving forward.
Definitely.
Because in the end, we all want that. We want everyone to have equal rights across the world, no matter what the circumstance is. And you sort of got to commend the athletes that go out there and do this sort of stuff. she had funding cut and all sorts of stuff because of this.
Yeah.
And when you look at a lot of famous sports stars who've done this, if you're into the NFL, Colin Kaepernick took a knee through the anthem and all that sort of stuff, and he lost contracts. But in the end, he was paid millions and millions of dollars before that. Within track and field, you don't get paid millions of dollars. So any money you do get helps to fund you to try and train, to go to the Olympics. You give everything you've got. And she sacrificed, funding that she had just so she could make a stand. And I respect that so much, that she was, confident enough in herself and in what she believes and stands up for to go out there and make that protest. And I think it's great. And she's now had the opportunity to sit on many panels around all US colleges and universities to discuss these things. And in the end, it's bringing awareness. And I think that's a fantastic thing.
Well, yeah, that's sometimes we don't have the platform all the time in track and field, and she took that opportunity to do it, and that's when obviously there's going to have the biggest impact, and I think that's definitely earned that opportunity. So the men's ambulance 100 metres, it is an absolute star-studded field. From the inside, lane 1, Blake Carr, Alexander McKillop in 2, James Turner in 3, Chad Paris in 4, Jaden Page in 5, Scott Reardon 6, Ari Giussini in 7, and Liam Richardson in 8. Well, Paris away very quick on his inside. Jaden Page trying to chase him down. James Turner's moving quickly. And Ari Giussini from the ACT, but Paris is going to cross the line. 11-2-0 the wind. Very still. Jaden Page second. Turner third across the line. Negative 0.1 the wind. 11-18 the official time there for Paris. The T12 athlete. Jaden Page, T47, 11-66. Looks like 12.08 for James Turner. Alexander McKillop, 12.60, flying there for McKillop. No, Giussini, 12.61. Blake Carr, 12.79. As Nicole Bradley heads into the circle. Scott Ridden, 12.82. Liam Richardson, 14.50 as Bradley lets it rip. It'll be just over that 65-metre mark as Tamsin down has the winner of the women's long jump, Brooke Stratton.
I do. I have Brooke down here with me. Now, you weren't happy with the distance, but you've been quite consistent and you're taking another win.
Yeah, exactly. I've been pretty consistent this season so far, and I guess with consistency comes that next step of, further improvement. So hopefully I can just keep building on these distances and we'll be able to give the Olympic qual a nudge over the coming weeks and months.
It feels like every time we've been in an athletics meet, you've been jumping. Does it feel like that for you?
Yeah, well, it's been a lot going on the last few weeks. This has been my 4th comp so far of the season, so it'd be nice actually to have a few weeks off and just get a bit of training in, and then, Brisbane Track Classic will be the next comp, so looking forward to it.
Well, and a little bit happened between Canberra and this meet, didn't it? Tell us, what was the exciting thing that happened between last meet in Canberra and today?
So the day I got home from the Canberra Track Classic, my fiance proposed to me, which was very exciting. I do have the ring. Not sure if you can see it or not. So it's been a crazy week. Graduated from uni as well during the week, so Yeah, I felt a little bit tired out there tonight, so that's obviously the reason behind it.
Well, that's okay. Now, is Nathan here? Did he come up to support for this meet? He was there in Canberra?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's a great support for me, and yeah, I'm very thankful for all the support he gives me, and yeah, exciting times ahead.
Well, just back to the competition, you look quite fast on the runway. I thought your speed looked really good. You said something about the winds being quite tricky.
Yeah, it was pretty swirly winds tonight, unfortunately. So I think that was, yeah, just a little bit of a struggle getting my run-up consistent. But, yeah, hopefully, you know, the next couple of meets this season, we can get some nicer weather, bit of sun out, faster tracks. So, yeah, there's a bit to look forward to.
Oh, no doubt. You'll be right when the Olympics come. Well done, Brooke. And congratulations on getting engaged.
Thank you so much.
Oh, Hully. That is awfully close to her PB throw.
That's big. That's bigger than the 68.14.
So her PB 68.66, season best 67.15. And we'll wait and see this Hully throw 68.48. So only 18 centimetres off her PB as Tamsin has the winner of that men's ambulant 100 metres, Chad Paris.
I do. I'm down trackside with the winner of that 100 metres, Chad. You ran really well in Canberra last week with an 11.5. Happy with the 11.2 tonight?
Yeah, considering a bit of a headwind out there, so it was quite a nice run, and I was pretty happy with that one. So yeah, good to be consistent over the season so far.
You're looking like you're getting out of those blocks really well. Is that something that you've worked on with your coach?
It's definitely I've put so much effort into my starts so far, and it's still not perfect, and it never will be. But if I can get it as good as it can be come August when the Paralympics come around, that's what I'm after.
Well, you've mentioned the Paralympics. It's a huge year. How do you feel like you're tracking leading into those Olympics?
Yeah, I'm going to be in good form there, and right now it's just building blocks and getting into some heavy training at the moment. And we had a late world champ, so it's really good to get into that and then head off and compete in Japan later in the year.
Well, you'll have a huge contingent of us supporting you at those Paralympics. Well done, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 100 metres, Chad, the White Tiger, Paris.
Thanks very much, James. Thanks very much, James. And thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
So, third round. Gwen Berry into the circle. Fourth round, actually. Here comes Berry. 67 in the first, 69 in the second. She took the foul in the third. Let's see if she can surpass the Australian all-comers record. She's let that one rip. That could be tickling the 70-metre mark. So as the women's 100 metres is about to get underway, 68.60 for Gwen Berry there in her fourth round, the women's hammer throw.
So good start there by Whittaker on the inside. Whistle comes up to her shoulder and starts to move past. Gross on the middle. She's running really strong. She's gone to the lead and she's running away from the field. Mia Gross is going to take the win here. 11.72 unofficially on the clock. Negative 0.5 on the wind gauge. But when she got up into her running, there was no stopping her. Mia Gross
70.
comes through.
11.70 World Under-20 qualifier. Not only that, a dominant victory for Mia Gross. Wow. Hannah Bassick, 12 flat. Christine Wern, 12.05. Toya Whistle, 12.08. Monique Quirk, 12.13. That's a big win.
Huge. And from 50 onwards, she just ran away from them. They couldn't go with her. And that is a great run by Mia Gross. I tell you what, she looks super strong.
New personal best.
Through those final stages. And it's not often you see athletes run away from people like that in the 100.
Well, at this level.
And she's done just that. Bassick has gone 12 flat. But it looks like Tamsin is down trackside with our winner, Mia Gross.
What a super impressive run. You just said that you stumbled a little bit out of those blocks, but that finishing speed was amazing. And you're rewarded with not only a personal best, but a World Under-20 qualifier. Mia Gross, what a run.
Thank you so much. I was actually really nervous at the start, and it's been like 3 and a bit years since a PB, so I've been eager to get a PB for ages, and I'm like so over the moon. It's all thanks to my coach. He's a legend.
Joey's a great coach. Now, you have great range. You've run great 400s, great 200s, great 100s. A lot of people have been wondering where you'd be targeting. Is 100 metres now the event that you're going to be targeting for those World Under-20s?
Eventually, my coach wants me to get into the 4s, but I've nasty as asthma, so I was like, nah, no thanks. So I'll just keep with the 1s and the 2s and just, you know, keep being injury-free. I'm pretty nasty with the injuries, so I'm just lucky to be running.
Well, you talk about those injuries. You've had you're still really young, but you've had a couple of tough years with injuries. How have you managed to stay motivated? Because it is tough when you're young and other things are going on in your life, to stay motivated, to keep focused on the goal of making this World Under-20 team.
Well, I'm very lucky to have a good support team, and they just make it fun for me. I enjoy rocking up to training and having a good laugh, so it's all about just having fun and just improving as I go.
Well, you must be absolutely stoked. Well done, Mia Gross, on not only winning that 100 metres, but getting that qualifier. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Tamsin.
Well, now, just during that interview, Alex Hulley has launched an absolute monster. And we're just waiting for the confirmation. But there's cheers, there's people jumping up and down. This is big. This is big. That's...
Give it a spin.
69.40. Oh. Here's the throw.
Wow. Oh. Interesting. It looks like our official's running towards it, but he's actually running away from where it lands. That is huge from Hulley. That actually, yeah.
That puts her into the lead.
We might have been a bit silent there. We actually just went off air to discuss, did she just go in the lead? But from our notes, 69.33 was Gwen Berry's, and that was 69.40. This could be a scalp.
A huge scalp, as we see the results there. And highlighted in white is our winner, Mia Gross. 11.70, taking the win over Hannah Bassick, 12.00, and Christine Wern, 12.05. Now, what has Berry got to respond with after she's seen Hulley take the lead with that 69.40? She's gone 69.33 in this competition. She is a 77-metre thrower. And can she recapture some of that form? Can she take out the all-comers record? The sits at just over 71 metres. Gwen Berry in a circle for a sixth throw. Oh, it's big. It's big.
I think that's going to challenge the lead.
It is going to be there. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. I think it's going to fall just short. $69.05.
So they've both got one more throw left.
Ooh. Seiki now into the circle for her throw. So this will be the beginning of the fifth round. That's out towards the 60-metre mark. So probably around that 58 metres.
Nicole Bradley next into the circle, their final round. Just clipping the cage on her last. Akane Watanabe next in.
Now, we've got a number of people watching this stream.
I hope so.
Plenty of people around Australia, around the world watching the stream.
Love it.
But we have an awesome foursome.
Oh.
Together.
Okay.
Watching the stream. We have Nana Owusu Afriyie.
Sorry, what? All right, now we're live now. Go.
Look, just leave me alone.
Okay.
Nana's there.
Yes.
We've got Laura Roth.
Yes.
Former Laura Story. We've got Steph Power. And we have, unfortunately, Alex Beck.
Well,
like it was
so
the
it's an
fourth
awesome
ranked
threesome,
yeah,
and then
Alex.
Yeah, okay.
It was ranked fourth in that list. But Aussie athletes, they're in a room watching together on the stream
because they're in New Zealand, preparing for...
Getting ready for the Auckland meet tomorrow.
Yeah, Sir Graham Douglas International. So Hully into the circle for her final throw, fresh off a personal best 69.40. What can Hully produce? Can she ride the wave? Can we see another 70? Oh, she's let it rip. Oh, what?
This is huge. This is getting close to the 70-metre mark. This is getting close. This is better than her previous throw, you would say.
Oh, easily.
This is getting close. If we see 70...
It is. That's definitely a 70-metre scream.
There's screams everywhere. There's a 7, obviously, that's come up on the board. And she's so happy
70-55.
Oh! It's huge throw. Huge throw. I tell you what.
She nearly took the all-comers record.
She has come so far, Alex. She went to Marrakesh in 2014 for the Continental Cup. She was on the plane there in Morocco, only to find out she couldn't compete because she was too young. So she went for the trip anyway. She was there.
Why not?
Why not? She got to sit in the crowd, experience it all, take it in. And then from there, she's just gone from strength to strength to strength to the point now we have seen her throw 70-55.
Ooh, Lauren Bruce.
This hammer competition is on.
See, the thing that I'm interested now in, the Australian record's in danger. 71-12 from Bronwyn Eagles. She got a bronze in 2001 World Champs. 70-metre throws. Oceania is lighting up.
Yeah.
After Julia Ratcliffe set her Oceania record. Wow. It's this end of the track.
Yeah.
Mate, this could be something for the women's high jump up next.
It's on fire. It's lighting it up.
Eleanor Patterson and Nicola McDermott. The final throw of the competition needs 70-56 to take the win. Ooh, I don't think that's enough.
I don't think it is. So we're going to see Alex Hulley take this competition out.
But just about to get underway. It is the women's 400-metre A race. On the inside, it's Jess Goulding Nance in 2, Ellie Beer in 3, Annalise Ruby Renshaw in 4, in 5, Bendaria Boyer, 6, Rebecca Bennett, 7, Caitlin Sargent-Jones, 8, Angeline Blackburn. So they are often racing Goulding Nance, Beer, Ruby Renshaw, Aboya, Bennett, Sargent-Jones and Blackburn. Ruby Renshaw just pulling away from Beer, but that's the rest of the stagger pretty even down the back straight. Bennett looking good, out in lane 6. And Ellie Beer now really starting to get into a stride halfway down the back straight. It's anybody's race as they go through the first 200 metres. We'll see who can make the first move and who's going to respond. And looks like Beer and Aboya probably making the biggest moves. Aboya goes up to the shoulder of Bennett and she comes around the bend. Beer maybe just getting in front of Ruby Renshaw, but it's going to be Bendaria Aboya leading this field into the home straight. Ellie Beer still in the picture and Rebecca Bennett on the outside. What's going to happen over the last 50 metres? Can Rebecca Bennett close hard? Aboya is still there. She's in front. Beer holding on, but it's going to be Bendaria Aboya taking the win there. 52-40. What a huge run from Rebecca Bennett and Ellie Beer. But the class of Aboya, too strong, 52-38.
52-61 for Beck Bennett, so that's
massive PB. And Ellie Beer, 52-70, her second fastest ever, a world under 20 qualifying mark.
Wow.
That's special. Annalise Ruby Renshaw, 53-64. Jess Goulding Nance, 54-13. Another win. Another notch on the belt for Aboya. Bennett, huge run from the outside. And Ellie Beer, known for her fours. She was just running fast twos, but just couldn't get the race right. And the strength on the outside. Wow, that's special. Oboya, she was probably a little bit pressured. She wouldn't have been... It's been a while since there's anyone that close to her, especially this season, off that bend.
Exactly, and honestly, all of the women went out fairly hard in the first 200 metres. In terms of the stagger, they didn't really make up much on each other.
No, no. It
was actually fairly even, so when they came into the straight, they're all just there. Tell you what a run.
So from one onto the next one, it just goes bang, 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 bang. The women's high jump, there's our lineup, the 6 athletes: Eleanor Patterson, Nicola McDermott, Lizzie Moss, Alicia Burnett, Rosie Tozer, and Keely O'Hagan. We saw Patterson and McDermott go toe-to-toe last week, both over 196. Both got the Olympic qualifiers. Both had great cracks at 198. And tonight, they've set this up. They don't want the Olympic qualifier tonight, the progressions. They want the national record. They don't want to equal it.
No.
They want to beat it.
They want to beat it. And obviously they had the attempts in Canberra at equaling it.
Yes.
And they went so close with it.
That's boring.
Oh, we want to see a national record. We don't want to have another national record where we've got multiple people.
Exactly. So the progressions here, it's going 86, 90, 94, 97, 99. So 97, although it's a no man's land, it's a PB for both of them.
Yeah.
So Tamsin is the winner.
Well,
of the 400.
I am trackside with the winner of the 400 metres, who went about it a little bit differently to your last race that we saw in Melbourne. You probably went out a little bit more conservatively in this race.
That wasn't the plan, but I really just had to finish the race, so yeah, I'll just take it.
So your coach, John Quinn, perhaps won't be very happy with the way you ran that back straight then?
I don't know where he is, but yeah, probably not. But yeah, there's always another race, so on to the next one.
Well, in that race then, when you did find that you hadn't gone out fast enough, it was probably you worked it out and then you really changed pace, which is pretty hard to do in a 400. Did you feel like you suffered for that in the back end, or were you confident that you were going to run over the top of the girls?
The last 200, I know that's my strength, so I wasn't really worried about it, but when I got 50 metres or 100 metres into the race, I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? But yeah, I'm really happy with it. Just going to take it.
Well, I know you haven't done a lot of speed work yet, so there's a lot more to come from you. But last year you were at the World Champs. You ran a personal best. Did you watch that final? Because that final was pretty impressive. Are those the girls that you want to try and emulate leading into these Olympics? Because that was a cracker of a race between Miller Weibo and El Nasser.
Yeah, it was a good race. To be completely honest, I watched my heats more than my finals, only because I think I gave it more in the heat. So yeah, try to see what I can improve when I am at that shape.
Well, that's the aim, obviously, to get to those Olympics and perhaps improve on that semi-final, which is a big ask because you are still super young.
Yeah, so I'm excited, so yep.
And more importantly, that hairdo is pretty impressive. You did it yourself, didn't you?
Yep, I did it myself. It took me about 20 minutes, but yep.
Absolutely love it. Well, the winner of the 400 metres, Bandera Oboya. We're getting used to you winning that, so well done.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, she was pretty pumped at the end of that. Maybe in the Olympic Village she can start her hair. She can do a bit of side business.
And there's the results there. So Bandera Oboya taking it out, 52.38. Rebecca Bennett, 52.61.
Massive, Pete. That's a first sub 53. So first sub 53-1 or 2 even. And Ellie Beer, 52.70 for her World Under 20 qualifier. Now, we did mention the anointed Awesome Foursome watching from New Zealand. Any other athletes, any other Australian athletes watching from New Zealand? I don't know. Let us know.
Let us know. You know, if you're in a picture, we can easily tell who's there. But if you're not in a picture, how are we supposed to know?
Yeah, look, hey, look, if you're watching it, if you're an Australian watching your Australians back home while you're away, or are you a New Zealander at home watching your fellow New Zealanders away from home while you're at home? Let us know. Tweet it out.
Hey, wherever you're watching, let us know.
Yeah. If you're at home or not at home and you're watching. So the B race, 200 metres. Hugh Donovan, Will Johns, Cameron De Bruin, Michael Rominen and Cameron Searle. So it's Donovan on the inside to Will Johns, De Bruin, Rominen and Searle. Rominen having a good start in the orange on the outside, but Searle, he's going to lead this field into the home straight. He's having a great bend. Fairly even as they come in. Watch for Will Johns to come home hard. Hugh Donovan looking good, but Searle, he's holding on. Searle all the way out in lane 7. Johns really coming late, but Searle's going to take it 21-29. That is a great run from Searle. He was a 2016 World Under-20 rep in the 4x1. I think he's had a lot of injuries, but that's a PB for still only a 21-year-old. And, you know, he's probably earned himself a step up into an A race potentially later.
And that's the thing, you come out here, you perform in the Bs, you get yourself into the As.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to sort of build it.
There's a lot of people that think, oh, I'm in a B, well, I'm not going to turn up.
No.
Just have a run. What did you want to do? Did you want to tell your mates that you're in the A race, or did you want to have a run?
Yeah. But also, earn your spot.
Yeah. Earn it. It's as simple as that. Prove them wrong.
Yeah.
Don't prove them wrong by not turning up.
Searle's done that.
Yeah.
He goes out there, wins
like,
a B. Look
at me.
Next time, there's a decision on who runs the A.
Yeah.
Hey, this guy.
Just took all their scalps.
Why not?
Yeah. Lizzie Moss in the high jump. That was a second attempt. And 70. 2 under-20 athletes. Moss and Rosie Tozer. But Tamsin has Alex Hulley and Gwen Berry.
Well, it's very special to be down here trackside with you ladies. Queens of the hammer throw. First, I'll start with you, Alex, because that was an awesome personal best. You could hear the screams from your fan club from over here on the front straight. What an attempt you had. Not only one personal best in the competition, but 2.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly came out today in the warm-up and I felt really good. So I thought, you know, just give it a go today and be confident and, yeah, 2-metre PB, so that's awesome.
Well, you started the season off pretty well in Melbourne. It was a bit cold and we talked about how the hammer hit the ground and it still went quite fast. So you must have had great confidence coming into this competition.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, last week in New Zealand, I threw a season's best of 67 as well. So that definitely brought my confidence up coming into today, which is awesome.
And I tell you what else must have helped, having the adrenaline up, to have this lady here to compete against, one of the best hammer throwers in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, from the United States of America, Gwen Berry. Now, Gwen, this must be a bit strange coming here and competing at this time of the year for you.
It is really strange. I'm still just shaking off the dust, and I'm glad to be here. Great weather, great crowd, and I love Australia, so I was happy that my coach made me come.
Now, your coach is Australian, that's right, isn't he?
Yes, ma'am, he is.
And have you had any chance to see the sights of Australia?
Yes, so I touched down, I want to say Thursday early morning, so we drove around Australia like all day, so it was nice.
Just in the one day, I like it. It's a big country. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the first and second place getters, we are so fortunate to have them here in the women's hammer throw. It's a great competition. You ladies did brilliant. Well done, Alex, and well done, Gwen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done indeed. Oh, tell you what, I still can't get over 70, 55.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
To take out the scalp of number 5 all time, Gwen Berry. So it's now time for the men's A race, or the second of two-time finals, however you want to look at this. And in lane 3, we'll see Jordan Sarmento, New South Wales. In 4, it's Anas Abuganaba, also from New South Wales. 5, we'll see Zane Branco. 6 will be Alex Hartman, both of those from Queensland. 7 will be Benuve Tombakathoro from Fiji. And in lane 8, from Malaysia, Russell Nasir Taib. So with the late scratchings of Geekus,
yeah,
Doran.
Took a bit of sting out of it.
It did, it did. So you'd say the one to beat now is Hartman. So off and running from the inside, Sarmento, Abuganaba, Branco, Hartman, Tombakathoro and Nasir Taib. As we see them come off the bench, Tombakathoro is having a great run. He's pushing Hartman. Hartman goes past him now. Anas Abuganaba, he's going with Hartman. It's Abuganaba and Hartman, stride for stride. Abuganaba in front, it's going to be close on the line. Abuganaba takes it out. 21-15.
Oh, I don't like the limp though at the end. Oh.
That's not what we want to see.
But he took the win.
Tell you what, it was a good run though. 21-13 officially. Alex Hartman 21-17 and Nasir Taib 21-30. Hopefully Anas is okay. There's no issues there. Good strong running. He's really pushing Hartman all the way. Hartman just tying up a little bit towards the end there. And Nasir Taib flashing home for that third. Well, that threw up for a few surprises. So that is Karen DeMarco. So Karen DeMarco just receiving an award down there, presented by Nicole Bergman. So toes up, goes clear there at 174. Now, talking about people watching from home, we've received another picture. This time from Jin. Jin Sejong. He's there in the lounge room with his partner Jen Cowie. One of our greatest hurdlers, Nick Huff.
Yes.
And his wife, Penny Huff. Now, there's debate. Which awesome foursome is better?
I think they should have a mixed 4x1, 4x4.
Mixed 4x4 race off?
Alex is going to have to really hold his own in the first leg, but
Okay, I'm down here trackside, ladies and gentlemen, with the winner of the 200 metres, who looks like you may have just hurt yourself a little bit at the end there. Anis, what have you done to yourself? Are you okay?
Time will tell.
Okay, I like it. A typical sprinter, keeping his cards close to his heart. Let's talk about the race then. That was a fantastic start. You are taking some serious scalps this season.
It's all about business. That's all I'm going out there and just do my business out there today. And that's all it is.
Well, you started the relay in Canberra, the A relay, which was a shock for some people, but clearly it's not a shock for your coach and everybody around you, because you are doing some serious sprinting out there this season.
Yes, I am. It's been I've been putting the hard work in our training, so everything that comes along now is just an opportunity, and I'll take it with open arms.
Well, being a sprinter, you'd probably be hoping for a little bit warmer conditions to get under that 21, which you have done before, and push for that mid-20 and hopefully an Olympic selection.
It's so packed. You never get good conditions down here, so wherever there's good conditions, there's PPs in me, so ready for the next race.
Well, you're in great shape, and we want to make sure that we get you off this track and so you can do all the rehab and be right for the next competition. But well done, Anis Abugunaba, on winning that 200 metres.
Thank you.
Wow, threw a bit of shade there.
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
That's so back. I just like to put it out there. His personal best is from this track, 10:28.
Yeah, so maybe he needs to. I think his 200 best is on this track as well. Well, people say that. People just get in their heads that, oh, this track isn't fast, that track's not fast. Alex Hartman ran 20:46 here. Ellen Nelson ran 22:5, might have been 5:3, 5:0. The man sitting next to me ran 44:8 here on this track. My 4 PB's in here.
It's not a bad track.
It's okay.
I love Sopak so much, it almost got me a little bit in the heart.
Yes. Oh. Just a bit, Well, looks, I wonder who's getting bad lanes for the rest of their career down at Sopak. No, I'm joking.
Well. We have another photo come through. Now, look, I'm going to say, no offense to one, I need a little bit of context on some of the other people in the photo.
You don't know them all?
It's the dog that I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. Oh.
But we do have, first of all, the one and only Matthew Beckenham.
It's basically the whole department.
Yeah. The Matty B department is there.
It is.
Melissa Breen.
National record holder.
Lauren Bowden.
Mm.
Does that threesome take out the 2 foursomes?
It's a battle.
It is a battle.
I feel like they're all throwing down.
On.
It's like a dance-off.
Maybe we can do it via points, the IAAF table. We can figure out which room is the best room. So we've got some names coming. We've also got Claire Roberts in the room as well. Nick Donaldson. And Christine Gates.
Love it.
They're all there.
So the men's triple jump in front of me. Wakanda forever. Shemaya James representing Black Panther there. Emmanuel Fakai, this men's triple jump field. Seems like my start list for the triple jump is the deepest of all of them. Big field of 11 here. Connor Murphy, we won't be seeing him jump. Unfortunate injury. Ao Ore, Eugene Volmer of Fiji, Daigo Hasagawa, Ben James, Shemaya James, Manuel Fakai, Alwyn Jones, Ryoma Yamamoto, Benjamin Cox, and Julian Conler. Julian took out the Melbourne Track Classic with 16:66. I'm actually, the dogs are Lawrence too, Honey and Pepper. So now we know everyone. I'm also getting a few more messages about whose PBs. They're all at SOPAC as well. Jacob Despard, both my PBs are at SOPAC. Alicia Burnett, 178. Not today on that attempt.
Right, we've got people coming through with rules on this room stuff.
Oh, okay.
Is there only 3 per country?
Per country?
Well, it's the same as, you know, Olympics, World Champs.
No, that's fair. Well,
only 3 per country.
Yeah, well, you know, and a reserve.
So...
So, the next event on the track, it is the women's 100 hurdles. I've seen some very fast times. I saw a PB in the B race 200 and in the 100 for the women. Danielle Shaw goes out of lane 2. Avi Taddeo in 3. Brianna Bean in 4. Liz Clay in 5. Hai Lim Yung of South Korea in 6. Celeste Mucci in 7. Hannah Jones in 8. And Isabella Reeves in lane 9. Liz Clay has been on an absolute tear. More, it's honestly, text me if your PB was at this track.
Maddie Beckenham's PB on this track. 49.47. Lauren's PB on this track. 54.87. Oh, this track has seen so much. So much over the years.
So away in this hurdles, fairly even. Taddeo probably getting the best of the starts, but here comes Clay in the centre of the field. Watch for Bean to close late, but it's Clay out in front. She's got the lead. She's pulling away from the field. Clay's going to go it again. 13.02. And I've got a feeling there's been some wind downs. 13.02. We could see another sub. Oh, 13.01. 13.01. The official winning time there. 13.20 for Bean.
13.21 for
Taddeo. That's
Taddeo.
a massive PB.
13.32 there for Mucci. Chung, 13.52. Jones, 13.62.
Taddeo got an absolute flyer there.
She did.
Second from the right. First up. But just way too strong for Liz Clay. So back to the high jump, the bar, 182. Plenty more PBs getting rolled in. Riley Day, 2018 Track Classic here. PB for her. Oh, close for Tozer. That's a World Under 20 qualifying height, 182. So our final field events are all about to get underway. We have the women's high jump at 182, the men's triple jump just beginning in front, and the combined men's and women's discus throw getting underway also. So basically 4 field events going at once here. This is Ben James from New South Wales with the New South Wales Junior Championships for 2020 underway. A few of our talented New South Wales juniors getting an opportunity to compete. Just fortunately running through, they're not getting his run up right. That'll lead to Shemaiah James, who comes in with a season best 16.16. He dropped a 16.40 back in 2018, so we know he's got the pedigree to drop something big. He's made the move down to Victoria to get trained by Alwyn Jones, who's also in this field. Big start there from Shemaiah James. And we have trackside now, Tamsin, with the winner of the hurdles, Liz Clay.
Liz, now you have had a few races, but you are going from strength to strength. How are you going to keep a lid on this? Because it's getting pretty exciting.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I was just happy to finish the 3 races. Really healthy, no niggles. I was saying to Sharon before, it's just exciting to come and be in good shape and have fun. So, yeah, but I'm keen for a few weeks off.
Of course, Sharon Hannon is your coach. She coached Olympic gold medalist Sally Pearson. She's done so well with you. Now, you say that you don't have any niggles, but you did come into this one with a bit of a cold.
Yeah, I was getting a cold the day of Canberra, and it kind of held off until after the race. And then after that, I've just had like a cold, head cold kind of thing the whole week. So, yeah, still carrying that, but it didn't really affect me too much. So.
No, you weren't super happy with your technique over the hurdles tonight, though, were you?
No, I think my start was still quite good, but I was really high over a few of them, which is annoying. But yeah, these things are going to happen, so just got to watch the video and work on it for next time.
Being such a technical event, do you and Sharon then go back and watch over that video and work out how to get better, or do you just put the race to the side and then move on to the next one?
I think that one we'll definitely watch. I've watched Melbourne like so many times, and I'm sure she has too. But this 3 weeks we've just been trying to get through them, and I think now that we've got a couple of weeks off, we'll have a look and see what we can work on. But yeah.
Now, you did Little Laths at Hornsby Little Laths, didn't you?
Yeah, from under 10s.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to let you go because there is a huge fan base over there that want to give you a T-shirt from your Little Laths club. But before you go, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the winner of the 100 hurdles, yet again, Liz Clay.
Thanks, Tamsin.
Yeah, what a run. What a run. It just sort of solidifies the form that she's in.
Yeah.
After going 94 in Melbourne, comes here, goes 13.01. It's just really good to see, and it's always nice to be able to back up those performances time and time again. Now, we've had another one through. PB at this track.
Yep.
But I'm going to call her out a little bit here.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Nah and Nang.
Yeah.
Her PBs are here.
They are.
But she came up with the outlandish statement to say that she still doesn't like the track. Now,
rubbish.
I tell you what, when your PBs are here, you've never run faster, jump further, and all that sort of stuff is on this track, how can you not like it? How can you not?
Yeah. Pick up your game now.
Oh.
So Patterson and McDermott both clear over 86. They take the bar straight to 190, and then it's 94, 97, and 99. So Patterson The long tights, we saw this in Canberra. The long tights stayed on for a while. And they're still on for 190. First attempt. Clear,
easy. Oh, she's jumping well, isn't she? Zero issue there.
We'll see, McDermott did remove the long tights a bit quicker in Canberra, and she's done it again here. She's in full kit now. You can see the windsock in the centre there, just absolutely no wind at all, which is exciting because the 1500s are about to get underway.
Yeah.
So, McDermott, just probably too close to the bar there. Now it's a race between these two to who's going to get the record first.
Oh, yeah. They're both in scintillating form.
Yeah.
Oh, and wouldn't it good to see a PB here at this track?
Imagine that. Funny. So Benjamin Cox. And after this, we'll see Julian Conley, the Australian lead, 16.66. He'll be next to go.
Another one through. Huffy, the Huff Daddy, his 200 PBs here.
200.
20.66.
There he is. There's Julian. Back in Melbourne, he sent a photo through. Every time I've had a kebab for lunch, I've jumped well. He was a national champ when he had a kebab for lunch. He had a kebab before the Melbourne Track Classic. He jumped 16.66 to 46 centimetre PB. And today he was looking for the closest kebab shop to Homebush. He got an Uber Eats kebab.
Uber Eats kebab, where did you get it from?
Let's give a shout out to...
As we see him start his run up. Good speed.
I didn't like that one.
Couldn't control it.
Oh, there it is. McDermott clear.
It's good to see. Hogo clear at 90.
Classic kebabs.
And the bar will now go to 194. On its way to that 199 attempt.
I'm excited.
Oh, if we get to there.
This is actually really good distance conditions right now. There's no wind, and it is still as hell. Well, it's not that still, but it's pretty still.
Yeah.
Stiller than before. Matt Denny trying to get on the screen there, some big jumps. And women's discus underway.
We do have a para-ambulant 1,500 metres. We've got a couple of paces out there. So Jared Clifford, the T12 athlete, and Philo Saunders is out there helping to pace. And then we've got Dion Kenzie and Kyle McIntosh and the one and only Matthew Joyce, an ANSW staff members out there helping to pace those two athletes through. So Clifford will be out here looking to go probably sub 350. See Philo's just sitting off the front there, just Jared sitting in behind him. And then you got Kenzie and also McIntosh running nicely. So
they're really going with the pace here.
They are. Kenzie really trying to go with Clifford at the moment, and Saunders. Really starting to stretch out now. So it'll be interesting to see if Clifford can try and get his time. So go through. Kenzie's still there, sitting on the back of Clifford and Saunders. Now McIntosh has started to drop off now. So go through. Now these athletes are different classifications.
Philo's taking through a long pace.
Well, he'll try and push him through as far as he can go. So they're after that Paralympic A standard. That's what they want. That's what they're after. We'll see if we can get them through to that as we look at what that A standard is.
Yeah.
So it's 3:52.36. That's what he's after. He's now on his own. Saunders has dropped off. Clifford takes the reins. He's got 200 metres left to run. Kenzie's still there. So he's on pace at the moment. He wants that 3:52.36. That'll get him in that A standard for the Tokyo Paralympics as she comes around into the straight.
This could be on.
It's going to be close here. He's really going to have to push and drive home. The crowd's getting in behind him. 3:52 is what he's after. This is going to be close on the line. 51, 52, just outside it. 3:52.71. But it will be a B standard as we see Kenzie come through. And that'll be enough for his A standard. So he needed 4:09.11. So Dion Kenzie will walk away with that standard. So good running there for both the athletes. So Clifford getting that B standard. Kenzie running away with that A. Agonisingly close for Clifford.
So first attempts at 197 in the women's high jump. Eleanor Patterson did miss. So McDermott, she can regain the lead here if she gets clear. 197, a new PB, and go outright third, all-time Australian. Oh, so it's a miss for miss. 2 more attempts at 97. And if they can clear that, one crack, a big crack at 99.
But also, as we said earlier in the program, personal best.
That's it. This is for a PB. Owen Jones. And he gets the white flag. So 3 athletes on 96, 2 on 98. This is unknown territory for Australian all-time list rankings. You get to etch yourself into a brand new spot. Second attempt, Eleanor Patterson. Oh.
She's really attacking it.
Yeah. You can
Trying
see
to get
just
the speed on the runway.
You can see her just breaking down the jump. Just coming off, just like, With McDermott next.
So So it looks like we've got Tamsin trackside with Jared Clifford.
And it's always exciting talking to you, Jared, especially at this track, because we had a fantastic interview a couple of years ago. Now, I want to know how you topped last year, because at those Para World Championships, you not only got 2 golds, you took away a world record. So how do you top that this year?
Yeah, it's it's going to be hard to top Dubai, but the Paralympics are bigger than the World Champs. So if I can replicate that, and the rest of our little para distance squad can achieve what we know we can all achieve, then that's going to top it for sure.
Now, we were just talking before we came onto the microphone about Dylan Alcott in the tennis, what he's done for wheelchair tennis. To have that race in prime time at a Sydney Track Classic's pretty special, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so good. My first ever state cross country, I was the only person, and that was in 2012, and now they have to hold full trials just to pick a 24-person team. And now that we've got a para 1500 metres at a track classic, I hope this can be an annual thing. And if you watch the National Para 1500, there'll be more than a dozen athletes on the track, so it's super special. And if this was any other race, I would have pulled out. I was a little bit sick leading in, but I'm never going to miss a chance to run a track classic in a para race. It's just so special. So thank you everyone for coming out and cheering us on.
Well, you are made of the tough stuff, Jared. Now, after that race, you just missed that standard. Where to from here? Yeah, so I've already got the A standard a couple of times, so this is all about racing, and we were trying to get Dion under the 4-minute barrier, become one of the first couple of cerebral palsy athletes to go under that 4-minute barrier, and he's going to do it for sure. So that was kind of the aim tonight, and just to try and put on a bit of a show for everyone here. Well done, Jared Clifford, the winner of that 1500. Now go get yourself healthy for the next race that we see you out at. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
So competition over for Patterson. It's over to Nicola McDermott. Here's Julian Conley. Big jump. First one on the board. Just a little bit flat there on that step into the jump. So Nicola McDermott, final attempt for new PB to move outright number 3 all time. She asked for the crowd support. Oh! So they finish again at 194 apiece. Eleanor Patterson and Nicola McDermott can't split them. They can split them, but we can't split them. We could split them. I don't want to split them. Nah.
Nah, why?
Exactly, why? So we go from the men's ambulance 15 to the women's 15 with 15 athletes and a pacemaker. We'll wait for them to go underway before we run through our full start list. So hip number 1 at Sarah Billings, 2 Georgia Griffith, 3 Georgia Hanson, 4 Nicola Hogg, 5 Imogen Gardner, 6 Abby Caldwell, 7 Jenny Blundell, 8 Ran Urabe, 9 Madeline Murray, 10 Lauren Reed, in 11 Rose Davies, 12 the Australian record holder Lyndon Hall, 13 Bernadette Williams, 14 Sarah Eckel, 15 Kate Spencer, and the pacemaker in 16 Anna Lemon. 2:08's what we're hearing for the pace for the first 800, so 64s. And let's see what they can produce here at Sydney Olympic Park. 4:04.20, that's the time they want to hit. We've only got Jess Hull under that Olympic qualifying mark. We know that they can do it.
And as we said earlier, the conditions are actually pretty good for distance running. There's not much wind about, so they won't have to deal with strong headwinds in either direction. And this race has really been pushed. The pace is on.
They probably need to find a little bit more. That was 65. But that's Hall, Griffith and Blundell. That's your 1, 2, 3 at the moment. Hall and Blundell, both Rio Olympians over this distance, so we know they've got the pedigree to do it. And Griffith has been just killing it over the 8s.
She has. She went that 2 flat in Canberra.
Yeah, basically by herself.
Yeah, and she's out here over the longer distance, and she's in great shape, and she's sitting nicely there in 3rd position on the track. So Anna Lehman really working the pace. She sort of lifted a little bit here as she goes through, just starting to create a little bit of a gap between herself and Lyndon as they go around. So it is on the track, Lyndon, Georgia Griffith and Jenny Blundell, the 3 that are there with the pacemaker Anna out in front. So she drops off now. And now it's down to Lyndon Hall to dictate that pace and take the field through. So the 3 of them are right there. Georgia's in a great position. She's just been able to sit off the shoulder. Now the work's going to be done by Hall. How much is that going to affect her in the final stages? Will Georgia's speed that she has over the 8 pay dividends in the final stages of this race?
It's funny, at the national champs, Lyndon Hall, she did the 5,000 metres. Griffith's running the 8s, and they meet right here in the middle. We know they've all got the speed to do this. We'll see who, if being this close, can that 2 flat speed get her there?
And then you can't count out Jenny Blundell, Rio Olympian, sitting back there. She's just been able to watch the other 2, just let them do all the work, and she's sitting back on the rail in a nice position as they come through to receive the bell. And it's Hall still out in front, so they're going to need a quick lap. If they can get themselves through in just over 60 seconds, they can find themselves with some quick times here.
Yeah, who's going to make the move first? So it's still Hall out in front, Griffith on the outside, and Blundell. No one's really dropping off this pack at the moment. 250 metres to go down the back straight. Griffith maybe responding a little bit. Griffith coming around the outside. Blundell also making a move around the outside. So it's Griffith out in front. Hall still holding on to it, but Blundell's making the move around the outside. 200 metres left to go, 150 metres left to go. It's Griffith out in front. Can Blundell make her comeback into home track here at Sydney Olympic Park? So it's going to be Georgia Griffith leading this field into the home straight. Hall's not out of the way though. Hall coming around the outside. Blundell, she's in front, but Lyndon Hall, the Australian record holder, responding. Blundell holding on. Here comes Hall. And it's going to be Lyndon Hall taking it, taking the win. 4:05.18. So they entered the straight Griffith, Blundell, Hall, and they finished Hall, Blundell, Griffith.
Tell you what a race.
That's a lot of hurt.
When Griffith and Blundell went past Hall around the bend, you're like, oh, can Hall respond here? She was out of it a little bit, but then down the straight, 50 to go, she just starts to make that move. She goes past Griffith, she goes past Blundell, takes a great win there.
Yeah, just a gritty, the fact that we had 3 athletes go 4:04, 4:05, 4:05, 4:06.
Oh.
That's the depth that we're after. Sarah Billings, 4:12. Lauren Reed, 4:12. Madeline Murray, 4:12. Rose Davies, 4:13. For those 3, just another level. And also, I've got to say, that's a welcome back, Jenny Blundell.
Yeah?
Yeah. Be close to one of her fastest times she's done, easily.
Yeah. And it's good to see, you know, athletes like Jenny Blundell. She supported the local scene so much. She comes out here, and then it's nice to see her back up the top where she's been previously, and that puts her in a good stead to now, as a platform, to go off and try and get that qualifier, get herself on another Olympic team.
It's got to be just a confidence booster, just, you know, deep in the soul.
Deep in the soul.
Oh, right in there.
Right in the feels. As we see Alan Jones. Gets one out there. He's probably sat a little bit after the hop. But it looks like we've got Tamsin down trackside with the winner, Lyndon Hall.
Wow, Lyndon, that was such an exciting race. A few people were writing you off coming home on that front straight, but you found an extra gear and managed to drag yourself past those ladies. First 1,500 of the season, pretty special.
Yeah, it's definitely great to get back running 3 3/4 laps, better than that damn 5K. Yeah, the girls made it really hard for me, and last 50 I was like, oh, did all this work? Seriously, I'm getting something out of this. And obviously knew Georgia and Jenny were there the whole way, and we know how quick Georgia is, so I knew it was coming. It was just a matter of when.
Well, and I mean, we have such great depth in the women's 1500. We have the two ladies that were behind you, Jess Blundell and Georgia Griffiths, and you also have Hull overseas, who's also running very fast. I think you could start talking about now in Australia, you've got the Australian record, but someone is going to get close to sub-4 pretty soon this season.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty nervous for my record. I don't think I'm going to hold on to it for as long as the last couple of record holders have had it.
You're allowed to break it,
Yeah, I guess that counts. But yeah, no, it's really exciting. It's going to push us, and we can make these domestic meets. We can run sub 4:10, which a couple of years ago was sort of unheard of in Australia. So excited for us to kind of band together, work together, and make the meets better.
And you're uninjured. I mean, last season was a pretty tough domestic season. You are the Australian record holder, and it's tough because everyone's looking at you when a 1500 is on the track, but you did struggle in the domestic season with injury, but you came out okay at the main race in Doha.
Yeah, I was lucky with the late championship. I think a lot of people were like, oh, this is annoying. I was like, no, push it back, I need time. So I got really lucky there, I think. Yeah, it was pretty hard watching from the sidelines last year, but makes you extra hungry to get out there this year.
And you did run the 5K. You mentioned you don't like them as much, but you've also got a 25:11 200 metres PB from when you were a kid. So you've got some speed in those legs as well. So we're going to see you run an 800 all this domestic season.
Maybe, but little confession on the 200. It was a timing error at Interclub when I was about 15, but I will claim it.
I love it. World Athletics isn't listening. It's fine. It's fine. Brilliant. I love it. No. So where to from here? Nationals?
Yeah, that'll be the next 15. So this weekend's an excellent test run. Just being in Sydney, running a 1500. Yeah, might have a little spin of the legs over at 800 at Milers Club, but otherwise we'll get ready for Nationals.
Perfect. Well, what a super exciting race. The women's 1500 ladies did not disappoint, but this is your winner, the Australian record holder, Lyndon Hall.
Thanks, Tamsin.
Yeah, thanks, Tamsin. Thanks, Lyndon. It was tough watching the rain come down in Melbourne during that Milers Club just before it, trying to rain. Actually, so much hail. Lyndon was saying, bit hit her in the lip. That's the dangers of athletics. People say it's a safe sport.
Yeah.
You can wear a helmet at times to protect yourself from the hail. Oh, obviously we're not going to run in a helmet, but what do you do for that? There's nothing you can do. No. So Julian Conley on the runway. Men's triple jump round 3. 1666 this year. Plenty of speed. He's not too happy with that one. He's got the white flag. We'll keep an eye on the scoreboard. Gaz probably hasn't really moved there. Gary Bourne. Oscar Myers was in the high jump. Now he's here supporting training partner, Julian. In the 15s there, 15:47. So on the track now, it is the B400 hurdles. From the inside, the Queenslander, Sam Herwood. And in 4, Matt Fisher. 5, Connor Fry. 6, Bryce Collins. And 7, Matt Crow. We'll go straight into the A race after this one. For these 400 hurdles.
On the track is the first of 2 time finals for the men's 400 metre hurdles. Introduce African as in lane 3. He's an Australian under 10-meter hurdles champion from Victoria, Sam Hill. In lane 4, Paul Australian Championships last year before the National Championship final. New South Wales, Matthew Fisher. In lane 5 in field, last year's National Championship final from Victoria, Trevor Fry. In lane 6, bronze medalist from last year's National Championship final, New South Wales, Ross Collins. In lane 7, bronze medal 2017 New South Wales Championships over the distance, Matthew Fry. Positional field and the first for 2-time runners means 400-meter hurdles.
So from the inside, it's Herwood, Fisher, Fry, Collins and Crowe. We'll see who raises first. Matt Crowe on the outside is wearing the red of UTS Norths. But Fisher in the Sydney University colours, all white. Fairly even though. Connor Fry now starting to come into his running in the centre there. He's hunting down Collins on his outside. It's probably Connor Fry having the best of the run over the first 5 flights. He is rising first. As they come around the bend, it's still Fry. Collins responding though on his outside. Fry goes over again. Herwood making a big move on the inside in lane 3. But over hurdle 8, it's Connor Fry. And then Collins on the outside, Crowe, Fisher and Herwood. Who's got the strength down the home straight? Fry, the big strides are coming in. It's all going to come into the sprint. Fisher now, he's gone from 5th. But Crowe coming around the outside, 53.07, tight between Crowe and Fisher. And Connor Fry takes the win. The men's 400-metre hurdles B race. So Tamsin has Nicola and Eleanor.
It was another cracking competition. Everyone gets excited when you ladies get out there to do the high jump because we know the bar is going to go very high. And 197, some good attempts out there, but happy with the competition tonight. I'll ask you first, Nicola.
Yeah, it's so exciting to be jumping in front of people that I know as a hometown, but also to be pushed up by Eleanor. I didn't even notice how high the bar was. I was just having so much fun. I think that's when you jump the highest.
Well, to be honest, on the overseas circuit last year, you're kind of becoming known as the smiling assassin of the high jump, because is that a tactic? Because you look so super excited out there every attempt.
I just love high jump and I feel so free when I'm jumping. Before, my nerves used to just enslave me, but I've just got so much joy now and I'm just loving every moment of it, and that's what's getting me over the heights. So regardless of the heights, I just love jumping, and to do it with friends, I'm going to be smiling. You can't get that off my face.
It's fantastic interviewing you two ladies because you can tell that you enjoy it. Now, Eleanor, it's so great having you back here. This is your home track now, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Loving being here and having this as my home track and being able to wake up at home and be able to compete here is phenomenal because, yeah, training with Alex and the squad it's pretty epic. I'm loving it.
Now, as Australians, you don't get to do that a lot, so it is a special experience when you come out and compete in front of family and friends. But you had some great attempts at 197, and we're talking about getting very close to that Australian record.
Yeah, really close attempts to a degree, but yeah, it was a great competition and looking forward to what's to come in the domestic season. We still have quite a number of comps coming up, and so yeah, it's just the beginning, so very excited.
Now, you can tell that you two ladies get along really well, which is actually quite helpful when you go overseas. It's nice to have a friend out there, isn't it? But how do you decide the heights that you're targeting? You clearly went for the Aussie record transition tonight with the 197 to the 199. Who decides that, or do you both discuss before the competition?
I think it was event organisers, I think, yeah, with New South Wales Athletics and Athletics Australia, they decide the heights. So, yeah, I think that's how it works.
Yeah, and I'm just thankful. I think they see how high we're going and they're making sure we attempt PB. So thankful for the event tonight and Athletics Australia for reading our minds.
Well, no, fantastic by you ladies for putting on competition. A great show every time you're out there. Well done. Another fabulous competition, and we look forward to watching you guys out there again next time. Where is the next competition so that we're all ready for it?
Wellington Track Classic next week.
Yeah.
Okay, jump high, but just don't get that 2 metres unless you're in Australia, okay, for nationals. Ladies and gentlemen, the high jump stars, we love watching them compete. Eleanor Patterson and Nicola McDermott.
Thanks, Taz.
Thank you. We love having them both out here competing, and it's great to see them jumping against each other so often on the Australian circuit. And we'll see them again, I'm sure, at competitions to come. Now it's time for the men's 400-metre hurdles A race. In 2, it's Harvey Morant from Victoria. 3, Luke Major from Victoria. 4, Christopher Douglas has now officially been listed from Victoria and as an Australian. In 5, it's Ian Dewhurst from New South Wales. 6, Fraser Simons from Victoria. 7, Angus Proudfoot from the ACT. And 8, Michael Cochran from New Zealand. As we go to Conley on the triple jump. Couldn't control that one.
No, couldn't get that leg extension. He liked it though. Oh, he's pumped. Getting fired up.
So this is going to be a good race between Douglas and Dewhurst. They have similar personal bests. Douglas has only raced in the US up until last week where he ran in New Zealand. And here he is at the Sydney Track Classic. He has gone 49 point. So we do have So it's been a while since Dewhurst has had someone that can push him, especially within Australia. He sort of dominated this event for so long now.
Yeah.
Probably since, you know, Tristan Thomas.
Well, 2013, they both went sub here at Nationals. Tristan won it. And then 14, Dewhurst did his PB there. Had a couple of injuries coming back, but there was no one else to take the mantle. And, well, Douglas, it's the first time he's ever raced in Australia. Was born here, family moved to the US, you know, did the whole USA track and field, go to college. He's run a 47.9 indoors already this year. He's a big unit too.
He's a big, tall lad. He's like, if anyone knows Alex Hartman, he's like the build and size of Alex Hartman.
Yeah, and he runs, if you watch the Porritt Classics, last week's live stream over in New Zealand, got to about 4 hours and 8 minutes. It was funny when I was talking to Dewey, he was like, he knew the exact TV. He had to watch, he had to check it out. He looked good. Yeah. He goes out hard, so the race plan likely to be, if you see, Douglas will be at least to the shoulder or past Dewey coming into the home straight.
Interesting to note that he's in a Glenn Huntley singlet.
Yeah, he had that in New Zealand as well. Someone signed him up. What a coup.
And we're off and racing from the inside. Morant, Major, Douglas, Dewhurst, Simons, Proudfoot and Cochran. And it is Douglas going out very fast. He's gone up to the stagger of Dewhurst already. As they go down the back straight, Dewhurst is going to have to respond. But as we said before, Douglas was expected to go out fast. It's what he did in New Zealand last week, and he's done it here again in Sydney. This is where Dewhurst starts to getting into his running as now. And watch him start to come through, but still Douglas out in front. He's leading him as they come around the bend into the straight. He's going to lead Dewhurst. This is the first time for Dewhurst in a long time that he's had someone lead him into the straight. So it's Douglas and then Dewhurst. Douglas is looking strong, he's looking good, he's starting to move away a little bit. He's over the last hurdle, he sees the finish line in sight, and he's going to take a great victory here. Brilliant running, 50.04. Great running there, Bob Douglas. And it's been rounded down to 50.02.
Oh, that is close.
Wow. So Dewhurst 50.81.
So improves on his Melbourne Track Classic time. But that's a personal best for Chris Douglas. Aussie Douglas, Aussie Chris.
There you go.
Wow. Strong, strong running.
And you're right, he's a smooth mover, isn't he?
What do you reckon you could use him on a 4x4?
Oh. Look.
47.9 indoors.
I wouldn't mind seeing him in a flat 4.
Well,
might have to go and
if he starts dropping 49s over the 4 hurdles.
Hey, Chris, have you thought about the 400 flat?
Oh, I'm sure he's thought about it. Well, a flat one there in the men's discus. Looks like Connor Bell will be up next. Ore on the runway. Had a pretty good season so far, 16.21. We have Chris Douglas down trackside with Tamsin.
Australia for, I know you were in New Zealand and you raced really well last weekend to take a huge win and a personal best tonight, well done. But how long have you been in Australia for?
About 2 weeks at this point.
And you've been training down in Victoria with Fitzy and some of the 400 hurdlers down in Melbourne?
Yeah, down at Glen Huntley.
Hence the Glen Huntley singlet. I like that they've gotten onto that pretty quick smart. 50.04, a huge personal best. You know, you ran 50.3 to win the Big Ten Championships over in the States last year. People have been speaking about your talent. Australians have been wanting you to don the green and gold, and we're super excited that you've come to Australia and chosen to represent Australia.
Yeah, I mean, this is where I was born. I've always considered it home, even though I spent most of my life. So it's good to be back and be able to compete.
And leading into the Olympics, which I'm guessing that'll be your goal this season, are you going to stay training in Iowa with your coach, Joe?
I'm planning on being here through the championships, and after that, I'll figure out what makes more sense, whether I should go back home or continue to stay over here. So it's all tentative at the moment.
Perfect. And the guys on the live stream were asking if you were going to consider running a 400-metre flat to try and force your way into that relay team as well.
It's not on the plan for right now, but I don't know, we'll see, maybe.
And I have one final question. Is it true that you forgoed one of the biggest races in 2017 to take up an internship at Google?
Yeah, so I had to pass up our regional championships, which is the round before nationals, my sophomore year, because I'm a computer science major and I managed to land an internship at Google. So I figured that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that I couldn't pass up.
Pretty cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 400-metre hurdles, it's a new name to us Aussies, but one that we have to remember. Chris Douglas, well done.
Thank you.
We've got to be careful what we say up here. Tam's going to just ask him.
She stitched us up.
Yeah. Big throw there from Matt Denny, but Julian Conler is out on the runway. He is fired up. Let's get one on the board. Kept his speed really well through those phases, but just probably a little bit too low.
So, next up, event up on the track. It is the women's 3,000 metre steeplechase, and there's your start list. Michelle Finn from Ireland. Riley Erbacher from Queensland. Paige Campbell from New South Wales, and Stella Radford from Victoria. Now they're out here chasing the all-important points that come from this bronze level meet, which is a C level permit. And for the steeplechase, it's not like some of the other events where you need 5 performances to make up your total, to have your average through the Olympics. It's only 3. So for athletes like Paige Campbell, she's already got world champs under her belt. She's got Oceania champs. And, you know, she gets another one tonight. That's 3 in her bag. That's good 3 meets, good points, and now she can just go out there and try and add to it.
So we did get some inside goss from Tamsin that Paige and Finn, they've actually raced each other at Doha at the World Champs, with Paige finishing just 1 place in front of Finn. So Paige Campbell already has the Irish athlete scalp. Can she reverse the scalping? So it's Finn on the rail, hip number 1, Paige Campbell, and then Stella Radford, Brielle back up. So the Irish athlete leading the way at the moment. And they come to the steeple, the water jump for the first time. So Michelle Finn should take him through this first lap. 6 laps to go. So we seem to be in for 2 races here, 2 different races. Finn and Campbell, and then back to Radford and Urbacher. Radford trying to close that gap.
Oh, the fact that they were in the same heat in Doha.
Yeah, and
World
finished
Champs.
1 place apart.
So they obviously know each other before this. They've raced each other. And it'll be interesting to see the tactics that are employed between these 2 athletes. It's Finn who's decided to take up the pace and dictate that in the early stages. And it looks like Campbell's just happy to sit off the shoulder. Not worry about it. Let her do the work. As we see Shemaya James on the runway.
Probably just a bit short in the step phase.
But he gets the white flag.
So they've opened that gap back up again. Radford just in front of Urbacher in 3rd and 4th. And Campbell getting really close to Finn as they come to the steeples. A little bit of gap opened up there. Campbell having to overstride to get on the right leg. So 3:15 for the first 1,000 metres of this steeple. So the gap opening ever more. Finn really attacking the steeple zone. She's getting a gap every single time. Back to Paige Campbell, who's got to close it almost straight away. So this is the second last track event of the program. We're finishing with the men's A race, 800 metres. Bowl v Dang, Risley, Nucky, Jack Lunn, who I'm looking forward to seeing. Radford kind of stuck in the middle. You can see at the discus cage, Matt Denny getting into the circle.
We see Matt Denny in the discus cage now.
Oh, he's ripped that right into the netting.
Yeah. So not to be on that one for Matt Denny. And we're straight back to the steeplechase where it is Finn still leading Campbell.
Again, every steeple gap just opens up a little bit more. Campbell having to close hard between steeples. Conley. No, the red. No, the white, actually. Interesting. Just over-rotating on that jump. You'll still have one more round, Conley. Maybe the kebab wasn't a good kebab. That's all I can think. It's worked twice. They say third time's a charm. So Finn and Campbell, they're going to come into the home straight. And they'll see the official turn the 3 into a 2. 2 laps and 1 more steeple to go.
Finn really comes off the steeples well. She attacks it, gets over, puts that little bit of a gap into Campbell, and then Campbell picks it up through the run. And it seems to be happening over most of these steeples. Bit of a stutter there for Finn.
Yeah, it's got to be an awkward position following someone right on their tail coming into a steeple too. And you almost have to be wide of them. It looks like Hasegawa. Big jump.
Big jump. Fortunately, the red flag goes up. So back to the steeple. It's a race in 2 between Finn and Campbell. Finn attacks again and comes off the steeple with a little bit of that lead. Come up to the water jump for the second last times. Be interesting to see what Campbell does here in this final lap. She's been sitting off the back of Finn the whole race. As we cut back to Alwyn Jones in the triple. Just getting a bit sideways there.
A little bit wild there.
So the bell it is for Finn and Campbell. 400 to run. It's still Finn out in front. At the moment, if it stays like this, it will be a place reversal of their finish at the World Championships in Doha. Finn starting to move away from Campbell. She's really starting to put the pace on now as they go down the back straight. So it's Finn leading Campbell. Only 2 more steeples to negotiate, one being the water jump. So it's Finn over the water jump cleanly. Campbell, she's over cleanly too. But the gap has opened up too much for Campbell. She's not going to be able to make this up. Finn's going to run away with this one. She's going to come down the last steeple. Over she goes. Look at her run.
This is up for a good time.
She wanted the time. She needed 9:30. And she comes down and she'll take the win. 9:38.05. Great finish. And it looks like that was a personal best for Finn. And Campbell now crosses the line. So great finish there by both the athletes.
So PBs for 1 and 2 there. Finn taking almost 3 seconds off her best. And Paige Campbell a tidy 0.8 off her personal best. And really, no pacemakers needed. It was just Michelle Finn just wanted a PB. She was showing some great 3,000 metre form in Victoria recently, so the pedigree was there. And obviously we know she's a world champs caliber athlete. Ryoma Yamamoto comes in with a 16.85. He didn't like that one to finish off his competition. So Jordan Roach comes in 60.47 before this competition. Well, the crowd likes it. Had a good look. So Tamsin has Michelle Finn and Paige Campbell from the steeplechase.
Well, you ladies must be getting used to racing against each other because you're in the same heat at the World Champs in Doha last year and you finished, I think, in the reverse order than you did tonight. So personal best for both of you. I'll start with Michelle. You're getting better with age. Am I allowed to say that? Because, you know, you went to the Olympics in Rio, you ran a 2K steeple personal best last year and a personal best tonight.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with that. I knew we'd get a good race because Paige was in it, so I was like, oh, it'd be good just to get a race in early.
And you're based in Melbourne at the moment doing some training with the MTC group, aren't you?
Yeah, so just since the 1st of January, and I'll stay till the end of March, so it's a good stint. But it's really good. They're all so good and so good to train with that couldn't be anywhere better right now.
Well, they do have a good distance crew down there. Now, Paige, you've got to be happy with that because it's nice having some competition in the steeplechase out there rather than doing it on your own.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. Michelle was so good. She just hurdled so well. She was too good for me tonight. But I was happy. I just wanted to build after not such a great race in Melbourne. Just to really enjoy it and have fun out there.
And a personal best, got to be happy with a personal best.
Yeah, that's a bonus, and I feel like I've got room for a lot more, so it's good.
Well done, ladies, in the steeplechase. You made that an exciting race. We look forward to seeing what you guys are going to do leading into Nationals and the Olympics.
Thanks.
So we're out there for the sixth and final throw with Matt Denny.
Needs 66 metres.
He wants to clap. He's after the clap. It's not often you see
the
throwers out there with a clap.
His last throw at Nationals in 2019, he hit it. He hit the Doha qualifier. Can he do it again here with a PB, 66 metres?
Oh!
Just short of that 64.50. As it is a combined, it's weird having them line so close to each other.
Yeah.
The yellow one was the female discus qualifier. And we've got the final event of the program. It's a men's A-race, 800 metres, 10 starters and a pacemaker. Hip number 1, Harry May. Hip number 2, Dylan Stenson. Hip number 3, Matthew Scott. In 4, Mason Cohen. In 5, it's the birthday boy, Peter Boll. Happy birthday, Pete. In 6, Alon Tatsunami Clay from Japan. In 7, Joseph Ding, the national record holder. In 8, Jack Lunn. He blew the race apart at the Melbourne Track Classic to get himself a World Under-20 qualifier. In 9, Stephen Nucky. In 10, Jeff Risley. And in 11, the pacemaker, Alex Pettigrew. So a bit of background on the Japanese athlete, 18 this year. There's an American father and a Japanese mother. He's got to return to Japan after this race to graduate high school. So when he gets back to graduation, they're like, where you been? He's like, I was just out there racing in Australia, just running an 8, maybe running a PB, and then he's going to come back for the Queensland Track Classic. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
Oh, it's fantastic. He has been out here.
But also smart, looking after his schooling.
Got to do it. Got to think for the future. Yeah, this is going to be exciting, this race. Thankfully, there's not much water on the track after a steeplechase. You know how I feel about that. It's looking good,
You're
though.
quite passionate about it.
It's looking good. It's looking all right. If it was an inside water jump, it would be an issue, a real issue. Thankfully, it's outside. There was only 4 athletes in it. They weren't splashing about.
Yeah.
Weren't.
I don't see any water on the track.
There's over there. So it's May, Stenson, Scott, Cohen, Bowl, Tatsunami, Clay, Deng, Lun, Nucky and Risley. And in the green on the outside, Alex Pettigrew, he's the pacemaker. You can see Bowl wants that pace. Dylan Stenson's there, 51.5 is what we're hearing. And there's Clay, you can see in the blue shorts, a white singlet. Deng just on his outside. And Stenson, but Bowl, the birthday boy, he settles in behind the pace. And they're looking for something fast. Oh, we've lost an athlete down the outside. And he's not happy. Couldn't catch who that was, but as they go through the bell, this is very quick. They asked for 51.5, but they got 50.7. And they are firing around the outside, so it's the pacemaker Pettigrew. Then it's Bowl, Clay, Deng, Stenson, and Lun. Jack Lun, the youngster, right up there. Here comes Deng making a move behind Clay, but it's 250 metres to go. It's Peter Bowl. They're starting to close that gap, though. Stenson and Lun sitting in 4th and 5th. Deng's moved around Clay. 200 metres left to go. It's a big run here from Peter Bowl, a long way from home. Is it going to be a sprint finish between the teammates? They're looking for the qualifier 1:45.2 as they enter the home straight. It's Bowl out in front. Deng on his inside. He's going to have to move wide. It's a sprint finish. It's like Stockholm all over again. Deng on the inside. Bowl on the outside. Stride for stride. This is going to be something special. Who's going to take the win? It's a dip on the line. 1:45.87. The boys.
Big run. Set up brilliantly by the pacer.
1:45.85, 1:45.89. Oh, I love it. Wow.
Taking a bit of time for the third, so it must have been close. Looked like between Matthew Scott and also Tatsunumi.
Look at that, just even the last few strides, just leaning there. But he got himself a birthday win. I think that was Jack Lun.
Is it Lun?
He might have got up there for 2nd place. It looked like it was Stephen Nucky that tumbled down. Just taking a big spill around that bend. The pace is on. And that's tough when everyone's trying to go with the pace too. But I think if Tams is listening, should we get everyone to sing happy birthday to Peter Bowl? Get the whole crowd to do it? Maybe Joey can sing it to Pete.
I reckon I'd love to hear a happy birthday.
Yeah. Well, when you win the Sydney Track Classic and it's your birthday, yeah. But let's go down to Peter Bowl and Joey Deng.
Well, boys, you know how to put on a show. That was fantastic. And Pete, on your birthday, what a great birthday present. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. It's great racing out here. I could be home right now, but you know the Olympics are around the corner, so this is pretty important. Pretty happy with that race actually as well.
Well, having a birthday at this time of year, you have to compete domestically. It's pretty tough, but this is the way to celebrate. I'm sure you guys will have a nice birthday dinner, and hopefully, Joe, you can sing him happy birthday tonight. That was a great run. Welcome back. It's been a pretty tough ask since you broke that Australian record, hasn't it? Some hard overseas races last year. You've got to take some huge confidence from that race.
Yeah, for sure. After breaking the Australian record and then going over to Europe last year and running it indoors, I just couldn't run as well as I did
in 2018 in Europe. There was a few niggles, but I've got them all sorted out, and it's good to be back here, putting on a show with Peter Bowl.
Well, you guys are so exciting for the men's 800. Now, Pete, you know how tough the 800 is. You've competed at an Olympics already, and you competed at the World Champs last year as the national champion. Heats of an 800 are the hardest thing at a major in terms of athletics just to even get through, aren't they? Because tactics play a huge role.
Absolutely, and we have our coach Justin. We've been working on that. Tuesday night we had a race, and the plan was just to go through 54 because sometimes that's what the heats are. So I'm confident we'll get there. We had a crazy 2018, and now we're back 1 and 2 close, and that's when we'll push each other to the best. So next few races, we'll get the time for sure, I think.
Well, it's your second race for the week. You ran at Milers Club on Tuesday, which was a completely different way to run the 800, and then you've come out tonight, you've hit the bell at 50 point. That was a pretty fast first lap, and then you broke free down that back straight and really gunned it. But Joe, you finished really strong. Was that the race plan? Do you guys like warm up together on that warm-up track, or do you not talk about tactics before because you do train together?
No, we talk about it. Like especially in the hotel, we're always talking about tactics, and just finishing strong. That's what we've been concentrating on in training, because we know anyone can go through 50, but it's just finishing.
Yeah, that's true. You do have to finish the 800 off strongly, which you managed to hold Joe off. Did you know that he was coming at you down that front straight?
No, we spoke about it. I said that back straight I'm going to go, and if he's in front, he's going to go, and I knew he's going to come, so this time I decided not to look back, because sometimes you look back and someone's already passed you. So I mean, I think if we went through like 51, we would have finished stronger, but we've got to practice to go through 50. You know, last year in Europe, people were going through 49s, you know, so 50 is not actually that impressive.
Well, we thought it was pretty impressive, and it was great to see you guys go 1-2. Well done, Pete Bowl, Joseph Deng. Enjoy that birthday celebration. Thanks, guys. Okay, well, that 800 was a great way to finish the evening, wasn't it? Wow, those guys just flew around that track, and what a great time, 1:45, to finish off the Sydney Track Classic. Guys, I know you will have your favourite events from tonight, and I can't wait to hear what they were.
Yeah, that was an absolute stunning night there. What a way to finish it. And I want to give a shout out to Jack Lunn, 1:47.42. Look at that. The first 6 athletes. Risley's back down under 1:48, 1:47.73. But a World Under-20 qualifier again for Jack Lunn. A second, basically a whole second off what he did at Melbourne. And I thought that was impressive. That's an absolutely stunning result there. What a championships we had here. The Sydney Track Classic. The first ever World Athletics Continental Tour bronze meet. The first. No one can do that again.
No one can. We were the first.
That was it.
Sydney Track Classic was the first ever Continental Tour bronze meet.
And if you want to stick around for the next, live stream, it is in a month, but you get the first ever silver Continental Tour meet.
It's a silver, but you can't have first Continental again. It's just
the Queensland Track Classic. Alex Hulley in the hammer throw was it for me. Hitting the 70, hitting the barrier.
How could you beat that? 70-55.
No one could beat it.
70-55 to take out Gwen Berry.
Yeah.
Number 5 all time in the world. What an event that was.
Well, thank you for tuning in to the Sydney Track Classic. From Matt Lynch, Ben Offer-Rains and Tamsin down there. See you next time.
Tom Dixon, we wish everyone a good night. Thank you for your support of Australian athletics. We'll see you next year at the 2021 Sydney Track Classic.